Well, well, well. It is a great day to be a child of God, a great day to be alive, and a great day to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. We don't have a whole lot going on out there, but you don't have to worry about it when you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. There are always going to be people talking. There are always going to be some type of story, and there's always something that the Dallas Cowboys may be doing that makes you go, what are they doing? So we got a great show today. As you can see, the topics for today. Let me get those back up there. So our topics for today: Traeshon Holden. I had just completed a video about Traeshon Holden. I was getting ready to drop it, talking about about Traeshon Holden and the things he was going to be doing and blase. And then a megaton bomb gets dropped and they show the undrafted free agents contracts. And I got something to show you today. And I think your mind is going to be blown like some of the rest of our minds have been blown by this. Also, too, we got a video we're going to look at. I hadn't seen it yet. We're going to look at this video, 105.3 The Fan. We're going to look at, they're talking about maybe a cornerback coming to Dallas. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, every time you look up, somebody's got a suggestion of something or whatever the case may be. And everybody wants to be right when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody wants to be right. So I'm always just kind of like, hey, man, it is what it is. I don't even know what to say no more. I just take everything people say in stride and listen to it and evaluate it, and then we keep on going. And then, of course, I want to listen to a couple of more. Hold on just a second. I also want to go over some more of the Cowboy interviews. I haven't listened to those. Haven't listened to all of those, so we'll listen to a couple more of those. And then we'll look at some Cowboys news. We'll just kind of look at some Cowboys news going around. Hold on, I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to do like 2-3 things at once, but I got you. Hold on just a second. As more people come in, we about to get to our roll call. But again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. We're gonna talk about Traeshon Holden, another cornerback in Dallas, player interviews, and then we'll look at some more news going around Dallas because there are more things that continue to come on the wire. You know, we're getting late in the day. People starting to report. We'll look over at Athlon Sports and maybe a couple others and see what's going on on X. But again, it is a great day to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, man. It is rainy, and it's raining over here where I am. And they said it wasn't coming into Wednesday, but I guess God said otherwise. So, let's get us a quick roll call, and then we're going to get on with our first story of the day. Let's get us a quick roll call. Y'all know what time it is when you hear this. Yep. Let's go. Dominique Pittman, what's going on? Yes, sir. Same to you, Dominique Pittman. He said, much blessings to you and your family. Yes, sir, you too. He said, what's good, chat room? My man, the dude. He said, well. Yes, sir, here we go. Lord Nova, refresh, check your status. I got you. Appreciate you, Lord Nova, the 85. Leandrew Sims, what's going on? Yes, sir. Let's talk facts. Jamison Taylor, hope all is well. My man Roderick, he chilling. He the man. Roderick, it's raining over here. You probably on the beach in Florida by now, but it's raining over here. Daniel M, what's going on? Good to see you. LaQueen, my sister, what's going on? Ken Armstrong, what's going on? Ken Armstrong, let's talk about it. He said that Holden is the real gem in the dirt. I thought so too, but we're going to look at it. Greg Johnson in the crib. Tony Goldring Jr., what's up with you, young star? Yes, sir. He said, my guy, you my guy too. What up with you? What up, fam? Timothy Govin, what up with you? Yes, sir. Timothy, me, you, and the dude. We still waiting on Trey Hendrickson. We still waiting. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What is going on with you? Salute. Yep. Let's get it. Dak owns. The only man I know that his name, he must have advertising deals on his name. He said Dak owns, and I'm gonna just say Dak owns filthy. Well. He said, gee, I need me a tool. I got you. Yes, sir. Dak owns filthy. I thought you already had one. I got you. Yes, I agree with Dak owns filthy. He said, hit that like button. Let's do it. Yeah, Mr. J is in the crib. What up? He said he at the gym. He's staying tuned in. Yes, sir. I hope that music let you get a couple more, push you in some of them sets. Blue Star Dallas, what's up with you? He said, happy Cinco de Mayo. Yes, sir. He said, I just got home from work as well. It's time to go to work for me now. Yes, sir. Rodney, what up with you? Yes, sir. Xavier Rivera, what's going on with you? He said, blessings, my brother Traeshon Holden will be good. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. And again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all hit that like button as you come in. Subscribe if you haven't. Man, let's get this thing to 11,000. Let's go. We are getting so close. We hit 10,000 last week. We already about to hit 11,000. This is all about y'all. Y'all keep growing this community. Let's go. Julian Hunt in the crib. What's up with you? Yes, sir. Lord Nova, 85, he said get them likes up. I agree with him. All right, let's go, y'all. Let's get to this first. I'm anxious to talk about this first topic because this one right here got me scratching my head.
Yes! Here we go!
This has me scratching my head. Let me see which direction I want to go in first. So let's go to the video first. Then we're going to go to the article. And then we're going to go to the thing that has me scratching my head. Because everything we've been hearing about Traeshon Holden, everybody keeps saying, Traeshon Holden, he's going to push the wide receiver room. Traeshon Holden, he's a dog. Traeshon Holden. And I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, Traeshon Holden. You go check out the tape on him. Traeshon Holden is a gritty, very gritty wide receiver. What he lacks in speed, he kind of makes up for in size and tenacity. And so when you look at him on tape, he plays. He's a very, very good player. And again, I told y'all this before. The NFL, unfortunately, it's a business. And in this business, there's more players that go into that goes into the pool of players to pick from than players that can actually be picked. And so, of course, he's an undrafted free agent, and everybody's been talking about how good he's going to be. Well, let's look at the video because he kind of got us fired up on the video. Let's check him out.
A dog.
She said, what should we expect? What should the Cowboys expect? He said, a dog. Okay. All right. We feeling this. Okay, a dog.
Just somebody that's going to take advantage of every opportunity they get, you know.
Okay.
That's me. That's how I operate, and that's how I plan to be while I'm here.
What's it like for you right now being in the NFL? What's it been like for you?
It's like a dream come true. Like, started playing football when I was 7, and I'm here. So I'm just happy to be here and ready to make a name for myself.
You carry a chip on your shoulder as an undrafted guy?
Definitely. Every day.
How does that manifest in work ethic or anything moving forward?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about this guy. Because I would imagine in his own mind, he feels disrespected. I imagine in his own mind he feels disrespected. He already said that he didn't get drafted. It motivates him. Let's listen. Watch this.
I mean, I've always been the kind to just work hard in general, but it's just like I feel disrespected, so now it's time to make it happen.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
have any other offers that you were considering, or was it once the Cowboys kind of talked to you, it was like, hey, I want to go play with Junior in the Cowboys?
He feels disrespected. Now, I want y'all to keep this in your mind. This was last week. Now he's in the Cowboys training camp. Wait up. I'm going to just let you.
It was a few teams that hit me, but once Coach June called, I'm like, there's no brainer. Go my boy. Yeah.
You played with a lot of good receivers at Oregon, too.
Mm-hmm.
What did that kind of help you in terms of blending in to a receiving core and kind of doing your role within other talented guys?
Really, I like watching other receivers, like, and taking stuff out of their game and adding it to mine. So with a guy like Tez, you feel me? He's small, but he got a lot of game to him. And I used to watch Tez a lot and just take little bits and pieces from him because I'm a bigger guy. And when I got to play in the slot, move around like him. So, yeah, just taking bits and pieces and adding them to my toolbox from other people.
Is that something you've kind of already started to do with CD as far as like?
So you've kind of heard the rest, but I wanted you to hear the beginning because he's talking about he feels disrespected. And I feel him because you know what? Football is a mental game. Football is a mental game. And you look for things to motivate you mentally. Because let me tell you something on this level. I haven't played, but I had friends who played. And they all say, well, you know, one of my friends, he said, man, on this level, everybody's good. He told me, he said, everybody's good. You know, I know sometimes we call these players like if they're not good or they're not, it's not that they're not good per se, but they're not the starter. And we go, oh, they trash. No, they're not trash. They're good. They're all good. The issue is, and I love what he said, I'm going to take advantage of opportunities because the issue is in this league. There are people who have talent that separate them. And even when they're separated by talent, it may be smaller than you think. There's always those unicorns. They're different. But a lot of people, it's not as much as you think separating them. But Emmitt Smith said this best because when you think about Emmitt Smith wasn't the biggest. Emmitt Smith wasn't the fastest. But Emmitt Smith, he said the thing that separates a lot of players is heart. It's what's in here that separates a lot of players. It's the drive that separates a lot of players. And so with him, he's talking about his drive. And again, I'm watching some of you. I'm looking right here in the chat right now. I'm going to throw up some stuff y'all are seeing. Y'all are saying. Ken Armstrong says, Holden said he's coming for heads. Timothy Govan says, this kid, Holden, is hungry. You got different people in the chat. They're all saying so many things. Look at my man, Columbus. A dog. So many people. They're all advocating because they're saying, man, Traeshon Holden, man, he gonna be that. He gonna be him. He's going to be this, that, and the other. And again, greetings to a lot of y'all coming in. Appreciate you, Alfredo Morales. I see all of y'all in here. I see you, Danks 9000. I see you, Ken Armstrong. I see everybody in here. Alfredo Morales. Appreciate y'all coming on in. I got you, Dacon's Filthy. Yes, sir. I see everybody. Pure Gaming. Appreciate everybody in here. Well, I agree some more to come on. But again, I see what y'all are saying. Dog, different things because some of y'all have probably watched him. And Pure Gaming, in Pure Gaming fashion, Pure Gaming says, show me better than you can tell me. This is Pure Gaming. I feel what you're saying too. Pure Gaming says, show me better than you can tell me. He said, we will see. His tape is good though. I'm excited. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pure Gaming. Now he gonna have to show us. And the reason Pure Gaming he's gonna have to show us is because what I'm gonna show us after we look at this article that was written about it. Danks 9000, he said, yeah, it's a different speed. Adjusting takes a while. And also, it takes a while to adjust mentally. It takes a while to adjust mentally. Because, you know, the thing, you think about when you play on different levels. And we say, yeah, man, this dude, they got dog, and this dude hungry, and that dude hungry. Well, a lot of people are hungry in the NFL. A lot of folk hungry. And they trying to make sure their families don't go hungry. I mean, this many grown men in this league. But I'm excited about everything he's saying. I love what he's saying. And again, let me read. Again, y'all saying, Blue Star says, that man is hungry. He said, I love it. He's speaking from the heart. Yes, sir. He said, I believe he's coming for that second spot next to CeeDee Lamb. Competition will be amazing this year in Oxnard training camp. Blue Star. I just did a video talking about could this man be the wide receiver too? And then I'm going to show y'all, and then this happens. Hold on a second. What's going on, Katharina Kiss? What's going on? Good to see you. What's going on, Keith? Good to see you. Yes, sir. I agree with Hallelujah. He said hit that like button. Katharina Kiss said hit that like button. Kevin Edwards in here. What's going on? Kevin said, to be honest, I think he may be more effective than Lamb. Woo! Man, y'all got a lot of confidence in this dude. Let me tell you why I want y'all to, I love what y'all saying, because I'm about to show you that something is going to blow your mind if you haven't seen it. But I want to go to the article now. I want to go to the article because they've been talking him up on Athlon Sports too. They've been talking him up on Athlon Sports. Reality Cowboy in the crib. What's going on? What's going on? Reality Cowboy. I'm going to come back and put what you just put on the screen in a moment. Skeptical fan, what's going on? My man, Skeptical fan, he's skeptical, but I think he's starting to believe somewhat. Stephen White, what's going on? All right. Now, let's put the article written on Cowboys Country or Athlon Sports. I always find that the Athlon Sports, Cowboys Country. But again, they do great work over there. Appreciate Mike Fisher and the crew. So this article was written by Adam Schultz. I haven't read it, but I think it's similar to what they've already been writing. So look at this. Disrespected Cowboys rookie promises roster impact. They're talking about Traeshon Holden. It says undrafted rookie Traeshon Holden is looking to make his mark with the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. It says the Dallas Cowboys have conducted and now concluded their rookie minicamp with this year's draft class getting some time inside to start with head coach Brian Schottenheimer and the rest of the staff. And everything I heard, it was a success. And it says one of nine Dallas brought into camp, Holden, who had a career best year with Oregon, 718 yards, 5 touchdowns, comes with a mountain to climb if he is to progress the way he wants. But being undrafted, does that mean he has a chip on his shoulder? Definitely. Every day, Holden said, I've always been the kind to just work hard in general. But I feel disrespected, so now it's time to make it happen. He also said in another interview, he's coming for heads in this thing, in training camp. He said he's coming for heads in training camp. It says here, what kind of person are the Cowboys getting in Holden? Talking about the interview. Just somebody that's going to take advantage of every opportunity he had. He said, that's just me. We listened to the video. He said, that's how I operate, and that's how I plan to be while I'm here. And it says, well, with the draft disrespect fueling him to make the most of his Cowboys opportunity, are we ready? Are we ready for some more fuel? You want some more fuel, Traeshon Holden? You want some more fuel? You want something to drive you even more? Well, let me show you what they posted over on X. And when I saw this, my mind was blown. Posted by Todd Archer on X. Look at this. Do what? Look at Traeshon's contract. Now, I'm thinking that it's the wide receivers coach for the Dallas Cowboys, the new wide receiver coach, that made it his business to get in Traeshon Holden. Everybody's talking about Traeshon Holden. $3,000 bonus, no guarantee? What? Hey, you need some more? You need some more motivation, Traeshon Holden? You just got it. Traeshon Holden. They are saying something. I'm telling you. He's saying one thing. I'm just saying. If everybody been talking, they must be saying something else. They're going to disrespect this man. Let's look at these contracts. Elijah Clark, $25,000 bonus, $234,000 guarantee? They must be anticipating him making the team. Justin Barron, $20,000 bonus, $234,000 guarantee. They must be wanting him to make the roster. Mike Smith, defensive back, $15,000, $175,000 guarantee. Rivaldo Fairweather, tight end, $15,000, $150 guarantee. Zion Childress, man, I ain't even heard of these folks. $10,000, $125,000 guarantee. Tyler Neville, $10K, $100,000 guarantee. Josh Kelly, Texas Tech, $7.5, $60 guarantee. I ain't even heard nobody talking about Josh Kelly like this. Bruce Harmon, defensive back, $5,000, $35,000 guarantee. Traeshon Holden? Y'all gotta help me. Y'all gotta help me on this one. This is the one dude people been talking about. Look at the comments. They did Holden bad. What? Look at this. Trey can't even afford an apartment out here. Man, you ain't getting nowhere to stay in Cali for $3,000. Justin said, I bet Holden knows he's about to make the active roster and sign a deal. The other guys getting what money they can to go to the practice squad. Holden can cash in much higher later with a good camp and real shot to make the team. The comments are nuts on this thing. Look, what's the deal with Holden? His deal sucks. I can't believe he couldn't have gotten a better deal somewhere else. What? Exactly. Poverty Cowboys said the Cowboys hate wide receivers. No guarantees for Holden. Only a $3,000 bonus? He said that's wild. Mike Bowman said, how in the world is Holden going to even make it to practice? What? Y'all gotta help me. I don't understand this. Blue on X, he says the fans got to start a GoFundMe for Holden. Wow, look at this. Look. No guarantee. Nobody can believe it. Nobody can believe this. Let me go back. Reality Cowboy, he says, $3K is slavery for the NFL, but a shot is a shot. He had better make the best out of this opportunity. Fact. Hey, Traeshon Holden, you need some more motivation? Cowboys just gave it to you. Because when you give a player a $3,000 bonus, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. This is crazy to me. This is absolutely crazy. How in the world do you give this kid $3,000? Dak Owens Field, he said 3 bands. Man. What up, J. Lou? Cowboy D, he said DBs have been put on notice. Yeah, man, they trying to get some cornerbacks up in here. Rodney, he said that's disrespectful. Hallelujah. He said that's wild, G. Carlos Blue, he said, bro, that's downright diabolical. Downright diabolical. Straight up facts, Carlos Silva. He said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Again, this is crazy. I don't know. Maybe he gonna make the team. Somebody said he gonna make the team, so they already know that. I guess he gonna get the paycheck regardless. This crazy work though. This crazy work to me, man. Cowboy D, you right. Let's see if he can back that up. Let me tell you something. You want some more motivation, Traeshon Holden? You want some more motivation? Because that's exactly what they just gave you. So you thought you were disrespected by being undrafted. What do you call this? Let me tell y'all something about Traeshon Holden. Sean Brown, what's going on in the crib? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about Traeshon Holden. From the tape I've seen, even I'm going to even use you guys' excitement about him. I've seen other people excitement about him. He ain't worried. He's not worried. If he don't make the Cowboys, I promise you he'll be on somebody's team. I promise you, all he needs to do is make sure he has a great camp. He'll be on somebody's team. A lot of us are hoping he's on the Cowboys. I want to see what he is in camp. Because I'm telling you, boy, he ought to be out there clawing and scratching. Clawing and scratching. Pure Gamer says, looks like the Cowboys are taking the star of people change to the game. Stay in, Pure Gamer. Boy, say it. The disrespect, Stephen White, you like me. What? Yes, sir, you like me. Boy, that's crazy. Yes, sir. Hey, Timothy Govan, I understand because I'm with you. The depth chart, but gosh, man. Man, come on, man. 3,000 J. Lou, and I'm $3,000, man. Woo! Boy, let me tell you something. The anger that I would have, the fire that would be burning in me. Woo! Man. Roddy said that might be a misprint. He said it gotta be. He said they'll run out of food and transportation by the end of camp. Man, come on, man. Iceberg Slim, $3,000 is ridiculous. Man, this is the ultimate disrespect. You need more. You need more fuel for the fire. You got it. You got it. I'm telling you, I don't know how much more fuel can you get. You got it, Traeshon Holden. They just disrespected you on so many levels. Now, I don't know, who knows? Maybe they come back tomorrow and sign him to some other, I don't know. But if what we are saying right now is true, the disrespect is crazy. Xavier, he said, I can't understand the disrespect on Holden. Wow, watch him go ham in training camp. Boy, let me tell you something. Boy, they wouldn't be able to hold me at training camp. Damn mob, what's going on? Nobody did. He said, boy, that's just downright disrespectful. They wouldn't be able to hold me at training camp. Nah, they wouldn't be able to hold me. Nah, I'm going so hard at training camp, they gonna think it's game time, bro. I'm going so hard in training camp is crazy. To get this man $3,000 and then, hold on a second, y'all. You want some more disrespect? For this to be even public? What? Boy, I'm crying on the inside right now if it's me. I'm crying on the inside. I can't wait. I can't wait to get to camp. This is crazy. This is crazy. Iceberg Slim said Traeshon Holden will be wide receiver 2 just to survive. I tell you what, he got an uphill battle. He got an uphill battle. Keek said that just mean like Holman said, he coming for heads. He's on a mission with something to prove. Man, he got to. My man Jigga Man, what's up? He said the receiver coach, we got to know what this is about. He's nice to me. You know what? Hey, Jigga Man, let's speculate. What if this is all just a ploy? I don't know, though. Maybe the wide receiver coach like, hey, man, give him as little as possible. He going to ball out for it. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can tell you. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anthony Billings, boy, I hope you're right. Anthony Billings said, I think it's 30,000. Boy, I hope that's a misprint. I hope it's a misprint. Let's look real quick. I hope it's a misprint because I'm telling you right now, man, that is disrespect. That is, boy, shoot, man. I was trying to find, maybe we could see the rookie contract somewhere else, but I don't know. I mean, That's at this point, that's what's being reported. That's what's being reported. I don't see anything else. I hope it's a misprint, because that is just, to me, down my man, you can't even, he said you can't even go to Cali. Room and board spent. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He gonna be staying with somebody, because you can't even get out. You could probably barely get a motel room. Patrick M., what's going on? Timothy Govan, he said Holden will be a star. He's coming from the bottom to the top. Gee, that what's Dak feels about Holden talents? Hey, I'm telling you, it's absolutely bonkers. That's all I can tell us. It's bonkers. That's all I can tell us. This Traeshon Holden thing is crazy to me. Again, I hope it's a misprint. I really do. I hope it's a misprint, because that is crazy work right there. Daniel Lynn said, gee, I believe that the Cowboys are going to make a signing since they won't make a trade due to the cost of a trade. Man, I don't know. I've been seeing a couple things. If we're talking about wide receiver, Daniel M., I've been seeing a couple things, people talking about wide receiver. But again, I hope the Cowboys don't get in a rush. Just go ahead and wait until June the 1st. Let me see here. There's an article popped up over here on Athlon Sports, written by Landon Holyfield. Cowboys trade for first round bust could be mystery receiver fix. Let me see here. All right, here we go again. This is just hypothetical stuff. He's talking about Quentin Johnston. You know, he was the number 21 overall, he's saying, but his development has been inconsistent through 2 seasons. He's had flashes, including a 13-catch, 186-yard regular season finale, but Los Angeles has since drafted second-round receivers in consecutive years. So I guess he's saying that maybe the Cowboys could bring in Quentin Johnston. He said Johnston would give the Cowboys one extra dart to ensure they fill that X receiver role, maybe complacent to complement CeeDee Lamb. Nah, I don't think so. Says he's got a massive frame, legit vertical explosion. We're talking a 40-inch vertical, and you can see the flashes when he's on the move in space. But he's always had inconsistent hands and has struggled to high point the football, and even against small corners. No need. Here it is right here. Quentin Johnston has one of the most unique skill sets I've ever seen for a 6'4" wide receiver. To be able to stop and start on a dime like this after the catch at his size is extremely rare. Not even going to buy into it. Nope, not even going to buy into it. Draft Hub said Jonathan Mingo is significantly better than wide receiver Quentin Johnston. That's why I'm not going to buy into it. Because at the end of the day, the Cowboys, no matter what comes up at wide receiver, the Cowboys are asking themselves a fundamental question they need to ask every single time. Is this wide receiver better than Mingo, better than Tolbert, and then how much better? And so the Cowboys right now, and as a matter of fact, kind of staying on this wide receiver thing with Traeshon Holden, I also saw something else. It looks like people are calling Jerry Jones a liar. And let me show you, this is one of the problems that I have with, okay, yeah, we're going to come back to the UDFAs. They just dropped a story on it. Let's see if they got it updated. But again, over here on Athlon Sports, being reported by Richie Witt, it says here, the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones accused of trade lies. In a sentiment echoed by many Dallas Cowboy fans, Pro Football Talk is blasting Jerry Jones for not delivering on his pre-draft tease of making substantive trades. Substantive trades. This is the stuff that makes me so mad about people when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. This makes me so mad. Jerry Jones said there were substantive trades. It says here, they're saying when Jerry said we're looking at 2 things that could happen before or after the draft. Jones said a couple of days before the draft, 2 pretty substantive trades. So what happened? It says the Cowboys were linked by CowboysCountry.com and various outlets to trades for receivers such as Cortland Sutton of the Denver Broncos, George Pickens of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins. Some even urged and thought Jerry would pull a blockbuster and somehow move up from 12 to 2 to draft Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter. Our reporting suggests the Cowboys made and received calls about a major trade or two, and yes, for a receiver. There was also take a trade down with the Houston Texans, but in the end, nothing. Not that the Cowboys, by most accounts, didn't have a productive draft. Almost unanimously, they are getting high grades for the draft from draft experts, but those that think Jones is the owner who cried wolf, Cowboy fans among them, now have another bullet in the chamber, including in that group is Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio. This is the kind of stuff right here that absolutely ticks me off. It takes two to tango. And Mike Florio, he's always saying some sensational stuff. You can't make trades if people are not willing to trade with you, or you don't do a trade just for the sake of saying, well, the fan base, I have to please the fan base. No, you have to make the team better. And you don't need to make trades that are going to put the team at a disadvantage. See, this is the problem with people. They're very selective in their hearing. Jerry didn't say we have two definitive trades. He said we are looking at two things. Let me highlight this in blue. That could happen. Does anybody understand what could means? Could doesn't mean it is. Could doesn't even mean more than likely. Do we not understand the definition of could? Yes, two substantive trades. Okay, substantive and could are two different things. Just because something is major don't mean it's going to happen. It's this kind of talk, I'm telling you. We as a fan base, we get held captive by so many negative people. Even the person who writes this, they're talking like, the Cowboys had a pretty productive draft. Productive? Yeah, by most accounts, in the end, not that the Cowboys didn't have a productive draft. What? Almost unanimously, they are getting high draft grades from draft experts. Yeah, because it was a great draft by the Dallas Cowboys. Why force yourself to do something? Why force yourself? If it's not there, it's not there. If you don't like it, don't do it. If you like it, do it. Cortland Sutton, I was on record. I never liked it. I never liked the Cortland Sutton trade. Don't care what anybody says. Y'all can have your own opinion. I'm definitely not going to excoriate you for it. No, Cortland Sutton, 29-year-old wide receiver, giving up all that money. No, don't do it. Don't give up draft capital for Cortland Sutton. No. Tyreek Hill, there's no way the Cowboys could have afforded it. Wasn't happening. Could doesn't mean. My mom used to get on to me for stuff like this when I was younger. My mom would tell me might. My mom would tell me might, and I thought that meant, yeah, it's a definite. And then when we didn't do it, and I'm all teary-eyed and cried, my mom would come straight up and tell me. See, my mom ain't like these modern-day parents. They let their children rule over them. Oh, I didn't rule over my mom. My mom would tell me, I didn't tell you we were. I told you we might. Now dry your eyes up, and this is what we're doing. I get so tired of people whining about things the Cowboys didn't do because they didn't do what they wanted them to do. Go buy your own team. All we can do is make suggestions. And there was no trade out there, to my knowledge, that was anything that the Cowboys should have bitten on. Even with George Pickens. I'm just telling you, I don't think George Pickens really fit the Cowboys. But maybe in this locker room, maybe with a better quarterback, because again, I'm gonna give him somewhat. I mean, it's no excuse for bad behavior, but man, I can tell you how I can feel why George Pickens would be upset. I mean, when you think about who this man's quarterbacks have been since he hit the NFL, man. Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson. I get it, George. I get you. But you gotta bring it down a few notches. And the Cowboys, Jerry had already told us draft capital is at a premium. Why? Because based on their board, the Cowboys were not giving up getting Donovan. The Cowboys were not giving up getting Ezra Raku. They were not giving up the opportunity to get Savon Revel. They were not giving up that opportunity. And I, for one, I'm just telling you, I'm glad. I don't care what any of the so-called draft experts all said in the media. I don't care what the draft experts all on X who think they know football better than anybody. I don't care what they say. Hindsight is 2020. I like what the Cowboys did. I love the fact they showed discipline. They had a board. They had a plan. They stuck with it, and it benefited the team. Do we still need a wide receiver too? I got some more news for us. I don't know, do we? I'm not saying we don't, but I'm also asking, do we? Because again, so many people, because they have such a lack of faith, they have so little patience, we don't even know what Jonathan Mingo is with Dak Prescott. We don't know what he is. We don't know what he is. I don't care how much tape we watch on Jonathan Mingo. This dude's quarterback, let's think about Jonathan Mingo. Who has his two quarterbacks been since he's been in the NFL? I'm sorry. I would not want Bryce Young to be my quarterback. Even when Bryce Young was at Alabama and everybody was blowing Bryce Young out the spot, I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit biased. I don't believe in smaller quarterbacks like that. Not in this league. No. Not in this league. Wasn't a big fan of Kyler Murray. He's a super freak athlete. But man, his size has been a factor in his lack of success. Bryce Young, you can tell me anything you want to. His size has been a lack of his success. Those smaller guys, it takes deeper drops. It takes more rollouts. They have to do things that a Dak Prescott, that a Lamar Jackson, these type of quarterbacks don't have to do when they're 6'2". When they're 6'2" and above. They don't have to have these very deep drops because they can't see over the line. They don't have to roll out all their plays because they can't see over the line. Well, you have to understand when you got a shorter quarterback, there are some throws. It's not that he can't make them. He's not going to be able to make them. He's too short. Let me tell you something about this league. These grown men. These are grown men. And when you get smaller quarterbacks, man, even bigger quarterbacks can't take some of the hits that these guys are laying on them in the NFL. What do you think happens to a smaller quarterback? Michael Vick, man, he's one of these very few guys, and he wasn't like he was 5'8". But when you talk about shorter quarterbacks, I didn't realize that when Vick was playing, what was he like, 5'11", 5'10"-ish? And, they would say he like 6 feet, whatever. We all know now, looking back, that he was a shorter quarterback. And he was so fast, you could barely get your hands on him. But when they got their hands on him, Michael Vick would be nicked up from time to time. This league, man, it's brutal. And playing quarterback is different. And we think about Jonathan Mingo. Hey, man, let's think about the two quarterbacks. Bryce Young and Cooper Rush. Man, miss me. Miss me. We got to see what this man is. We need to see what this man is with a quarterback that can make all the throws. It's amazing to me. We'll take guys we like. Give us a guy we like, though. We'll make every excuse for him. We made every excuse for Amari Cooper, and I'm a huge Amari Cooper fan. Oh, but look at the quarterback in Cleveland. Look at the quarterback in Buffalo. Who's the quarterback in Buffalo? Because last time I checked, it was Josh Allen. He did the same thing in Buffalo that he did in Cleveland. But we'll make every excuse. Oh, no. It wasn't Amari Cooper's fault. No. Let me tell you why he didn't produce. Let me tell you why his numbers weren't better than Jalen Tolbert. Let me tell you why he had a lack of separation. Hold on a second. Y'all tell me if I'm crazy, but shit, it didn't matter who your quarterback is when it comes to separation? I didn't know separation was a quarterback thing. And we already know the Cowboys were running some of the lamest routes in the NFL. We don't even know. Let me tell y'all something. I want to be pleasantly surprised. I do. I believe Jalen Tolbert is the 3. But what if? What if Brian Schottenheimer's scheme is different? What if Brian Schottenheimer actually brings in a scheme that is conducive to these wide receivers with a running game and play action actually being able to get over? With what we've done in the trenches so far, what if those guys can actually get open? Because getting open isn't just about them getting open. What kind of schemes are you running to scheme them open? Because if you look at a lot of NFL teams, when you see these wide receivers running wide open, don't think they're just beating one-on-one coverage. Don't think they're just so good that no one can hold them. No, there is an offensive coordinator that has schemed a wide receiver so wide open, you're wondering, how is this guy wide open? And why can't our wide receivers do that? Oh, because they're trash. I'm not saying that we got the greatest wide receivers in the room, because I'm telling you, the drop-off from CeeDee Lamb, especially over the last couple of years, it's been an abyss. I mean, we're talking, boy, I don't even know if you can see some of it. The drop-off has been so bad. But it's another year. It's another year. Tolbert is probably going to be better this year. Now, what does that mean for Tolbert? I don't know. He's very inconsistent. So I don't know what that means yet. But we definitely don't know what Mingo is. And now we got Traeshon Holden up in here, who everybody's talking about so good. And I've seen the tape on him. Boy, he is, he physical. Now the Cowboys got this dude up in here making $3,000 who everybody's talking about. He's about to bring the pain. It looks like there's an update. Let's see what the update is on his contract. They're writing about this over on Athlon Sports. They just wrote about it as we spoke. It came out about 2:18. Let's see what they're talking about over here. But again, this stuff like Mike Florio crap, it irks me to death. Again, we're not playing on Sunday. We're not playing on Sunday. I'm not concerned about the Cowboys not having a wide receiver 2 right now. And I don't want them to rush out and just say, hey, man, there are some wide receivers out there still in free agency. Let's go ahead and get one of them while we can. Why? Why do we want to get them? Everybody gets mad talking about, the Cowboys, man, they bring in Dollar Tree players all the time. Well, why do we want the players that nobody else wants? I'm laughing at people who are advocating for wide receivers that no one else wants. Yeah, man, go get them. They're out there, and the Cowboys going to miss out on what? They got me fired up today, y'all. It's Monday. I have to tell them on Sunday sometime. Y'all not sleeping today. Y'all not sleeping today. Not on Let's Talk Cowboys. Y'all not sleeping today. I'm telling us, man, sometimes we're not using common sense. That's why these people who hold Cowboys Nation captive with this type of stuff. And then somebody start going out there regurgitating the same stuff that Mike Florio, Jerry Jones is a liar. About what? Not saying Jerry Jones has been the best GM in the world, and we all know he hasn't. But he did not say, we're going to make 2 trades. Could. Yeah, they're big. They're big. These will be big deals. If we get them to go through, they'll be big. Could. operative word. Just ticks me off with this kind of stuff. So now it's being reported over here. Now it's being reported over here on Dallas Cowboys rookie's contract reveals surprising detail. Y'all hold on just a second. All right, let's see what we got. Says here, Dallas Cowboys rookie contracts reveal surprising signing detail. The Dallas Cowboys have announced the guaranteed contract terms for their 9 undrafted free agent signings for rookie minicamp, and one surprising detail has fans up in arms. I wonder what it could be, Cowboy fans. Here are how the contract bonuses and guarantees have been handed out. I've already read you all these. Let's see if it was a misprint. I'm sorry. Unless this is another misprint. Traeshon Holden, $3,000. Y'all, do we not understand that not even the $3,000 is guaranteed? This man could walk in the office right now and complain and say, hey, man, y'all only gave me $3,000 bonus and no guarantee. Is there a mistake? Well, you're not even getting that now. Get out of here. What? Boy, this is crazy. This is crazy. It says Traeshon Holden, wide receiver, Oregon, $3,000 bonus, no guarantee. What? Here it is. The most surprising detail. Traeshon Holden's number or lack thereof. Fans online are up in arms about Holden's lack of guaranteed money. No guarantee for Holden. This is crazy. Man, it's crazy work, man. What's the deal with Holden? His deal sucks. I can't believe he couldn't have gotten a better deal somewhere else. He could have. I guarantee you. He could have. They did Holden bad. Okay, let's see. It says, however, there could be an explanation for the Cowboys issuing the Oregon receiver his due. Let's see what it is. As one fan points out, something tells me Holden will earn more money because of his play. Well, we all say that. Y'all are saying that. Says another mentions that if Holden scores just twice in the preseason, he may already have a spot on the team. Okay. The Cowboys are obviously lacking receiver depth, and there has been a lot of potential excitement around the undrafted Holden since he agreed to terms with Dallas. He has already stated his excitement level for the summer, saying, I'm coming for guys' heads. This comes after he initially felt disrespected that teams passed on him in the NFL draft. Now these contract numbers will likely add fuel to the fire. I just said the same thing. I just said the same thing, man. Y'all need to hire me as a writer. Will likely add fuel to the fire as he and the rest of the Cowboys rookie work to prove doubters wrong. What? Insanity. Insanity. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. This one crazy to me. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is crazy to me. My man Ice Cold Cowboy in the crib. I don't know what is going on with this. This is nuts. Katharina Kiss, you already heard me. She says, I'm tired of all the negativity towards our team. I wish they would go be a fan elsewhere. I'm telling you. And guys like Mike Florio got me all in my feelings on this Monday. It's crazy. It is. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Hallelujah. It's nuts. Basil Dubose. Yes, sir. He said, no one's in Dallas fans cares about what Mike Florio says or right. He's a joke. Can't take anything he says serious. Yeah, I agree with you. along with most writers outside of Dallas, they know nothing about the Cowboys. Crazy work. Crazy work. I don't get it. Roland Rothschild in the crib. Hey, Roland, me and you thinking the same way. Me and you thinking the same way. I'm telling you, man, this is crazy. Raheem O'Neal. Yes. Even some of the, I'm just going to leave it like that. Even some of the fill in the blank. They are some of the most negative people about the Cowboys too. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. Talking about Jerry is a liar. I'm not saying that Jerry hasn't lied before. But he did not say what they were going to do. He said they might. Sly Ramos said coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm just telling us. But again, let me tell you something. Traeshon Holden, you need some more gasoline on the fire? Need some more gasoline on the fire? You got it. They're having a bonfire right now. Roland Rothschild said Traeshon Holden is poison to a team dynamic. He said that $3,000 is walking money. Man, boy, that's crazy. That is crazy. But again, hey, he liked that fuel on the fire. Well, let's see. Let's see what he do. I'm excited for him. You know what? Because I'm going to tell you something. Shedeur Sanders said something that I absolutely appreciate. Warren Moon reiterated it. Shedeur said all he wanted was an opportunity. Okay, you got it. You got it. An opportunity. Warren Moon said, Shedeur Sanders got an opportunity. Take advantage of it. Traeshon Holden, let's look at this another way. If I was Traeshon Holden's father, you know what I'd be telling him right now? Even though I would go somewhere where he couldn't see me, I'd probably go in the closet before I talk to him. I'd probably go in the closet, and as a father, I'd probably cry a little bit. I'd get me a pillow and I'd scream into it out of anger. Because, hey, this is my son, number one, being disrespected. Number two, I seen his play on the field and I know he's good. But I'd wipe those tears from my eyes. Come out of that closet. I'd tell my son, or if I had to call him on the phone, I'd tell him, don't you fret. Don't you worry about the money. Because you now have the opportunity. I'll front you the money. Because I know you're going to make good on this. I'll front you the money. Whatever you need to stay out there in Oxnard, I got you. The family got you. Because we know what kind of player you are. You got your opportunity. Don't cry about it. Don't complain about it. They ask you questions about it. How does it feel to be disrespected? You know what I want you to tell them, son? Thank God for an opportunity. And I'm going to take advantage of it. And that's all he can do. That's all he can do. Because at the end of the day, I told you and I said it earlier, the NFL is strange. There are a lot of good players in the NFL. There are a lot of good players who are not in the NFL. There are guys right now came out of college. They can play in this league. See, this is the mythology of the NFL. There are players out there who can actually play, and they're not even on a team because they didn't get the opportunity. Somebody hadn't called them yet. Somebody may not never call them, and these guys know they can play this game. So all he can do is take advantage of an opportunity that other players did not get. No use in crying now. You need more fuel for the fire, Traeshon Holden? You got it. You got it. And he got a fan base. Because I tell you, I don't even know the guy. But just listening to him, watching some of his tape, listening to you guys, because I do trust y'all. Hey, this guy can play. He going to land on his feet. Whether it be with Cowboys or somebody else, he's going to land on his feet. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Traeshon Holden. I hope he go out there and blow up the spot. I really do. I hope he go out there and blow up the spot, man. Roderick Siglar, what's going on with you? He said Holden and Mingo. He said they're going to shock the league. I hope so. Tobin is not consistent. Yeah, he's inconsistent. Damon Bama bought Davis in his crib. What's going on with you? He said, I truly believe Dak is going to be fired this offseason. Damon, let me tell you something. Dak moving like he about to have a... Dak moving. Dak is moving in ways. I'm not talking about practicing. Now, Dak is moving off the field like he about to do something. Dak moving off the field like he about to do something. Yes, sir. I believe Dak is about to be one of the craziest. Dak about to have one of the craziest seasons he's had in a long time. Kevin Edwards, he said, hello. He said, you did it again, G. He said, we do run ugly routes. There it is, Kevin Edwards. Again, I mean, we hating on these guys, Kevin, and we know doggone well the scheme was terrible. We know the scheme was terrible. We talk out of both sides of our mouth sometimes. We know the scheme was terrible. We got to see what these guys are. We'll see. We'll see what they are. But again, man, I'm telling you, man, he's just gotta take advantage of his opportunity. Don't get caught up in the money thing. You let me do that. you let me complain about the money. You let us complain about the money. But you, Traeshon Holden, you don't complain about the money. You continue to be thankful for the opportunity. Because if you were as good as everybody say you are, it don't matter if it's on the Cowboys. Traeshon Holden gonna play. Katharina Kiss, facts all day long. You know I'm agreeing with you. Mike McCarthy was not good at calling plays. It's terrible. Hallelujah. Yeah, I mean Dak gonna be better. What did I say? Forgive me. Mirko, Tolbert is trash. Hoping somebody else step up. Let me tell you what I hope, Mirko. I hope Tolbert step up. I hope Tolbert step up. I hope Tolbert step up because that's going to make somebody else have to step up if they want his job. I want him to step up. I want guys on this team to all make steps. All of them. I want Mingo. I want Mingo to be such a force in this camp. It makes Tolbert have to be a force or get his butt off the team. I'm hoping Traeshon Holden push him. Everybody been talking about Traeshon Holden. I want him to push him too. I want all of them to take steps. Because if they all take steps, in case we can't find that wide receiver too we want, I want us to have some confidence in the fact that maybe we got him. Bama Boy said the one thing I hate is when we get a player for cheap and he ball out and Jerry doesn't want to give him the money and doesn't want to pay the guy. Make it make sense. Exactly. Man, I'm telling you, Bama Boy, we may see this dude down the road. Man, boy, we might see this dude down the road, man. Telling you, might see him down the road. Hey, Roland says Vikings have three elite receivers. The Chiefs have two fastest wide receivers in football. The Eagles have ultra elite wide receivers, and the Cowboys have CD and Holden. Well, I tell you this, hey, Roland, don't sleep on this part. But we also have, I would say we probably have three of the fastest players on offense. The problem is we got to see what they're going to be this year. Paris Campbell, he's one of the fastest guys in the league. Problem is he hasn't panned out. We also got Kevontae Turpin. I do believe they're going to use Kevontae Turpin more this year in space. We also have, do not sleep on this guy. He is not going to be the starting running back on this team, I believe. And it is Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue is going to be think of it as I want you to think of him as the wide receiver. Man, I don't know why I can't ever remember this guy's name. I mean, the running back that we had. We sent him to Tennessee. Don't know why I can't ever remember this guy's name. But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. The running back that used to play for the Cowboys. Well, I think he's going to be a better one of him. Man, that's bothering me. Let me get his name. Y'all forgive me. Tony Pollard. Man, what's wrong with my memory? Got to start eating more turmeric. Yeah, he's gonna be a better Tony Pollard. 100%. A way better Tony Pollard. Yes, sir. That's it, Bama boy. Gotta get it how you live, G. He ball out, that will increase. I'm rooting for him. And hey, Bama boy, this is exactly what I would be telling him. Don't worry about that money. Don't worry about that money. If you are who you say you are and you do what you say you're gonna do, you ain't got to worry about the money. Money comes with success. It does. Tino Santiago, what's going on with you? We're gonna see. I think we're gonna get him. I do believe the Cowboys are gonna make a trade. They just don't need to make it right now. June 1st. Because the closer we get to June 1st, the more we're going to hear about other teams releasing players and all those type of things. We're going to be fine. My man Poobie D got my back. What's going on with you? He'll be fine. Yeah, hey, the way y'all talked about him, I'm confident. The tape I've seen on him, his attitude, I'm confident he'll be good. The dude says that in 2023, Holden was arrested for unlawful use of a weapon, menacing and coercion, and was ejected from one game in 24 for spitting. I'm sure those played a part. Ooh. I see what you're saying there. So, in other words, the dude, they're going to make him work for it. In other words, they're going to make him work for it. I see what you're saying there. Yeah, they're going to make him work for it. They're going to make him work for it. Roland Rothschild, he said wide receivers don't go head hunting. Holden should try. He said Holden should try his luck on. He said Holden should try his luck on defense. Hey, Roland, have you watched some of this dude tape? Yeah, he be head hunting. Let me tell you something. He one of them type of dudes. He'll be running towards the out of bounds line, and you a defensive back, and you think he about to make that step out of bounds. Now he step inbounds on you. Yeah, he won't go out of bounds. He'll step inbounds. He'll make that. You think he about to make that step out? He make that step in, hit you with the shoulder in his head. Yeah, I watched some stuff on him. Yeah, he do head hunt. When this dude said he coming for heads, Roland, it is no exaggeration. This dude be coming for heads out there, man. D Webb, he said it's not whether you go, it's what you do when you get there. Yes, sir. My man in the crib. That is straight up facts. Yes, sir. D Webb, that's right. That's why I said, if I was his father, man, I'd be telling him, you got your opportunity. The money don't matter. You're not going to camp for undrafted free agent money. That's not what you're going for. You're going to play the game. You're going to play the game. And that's what I would tell him. Don't worry about it. You got it. Anthony Billings, he said, why can't Ferguson be our number 2 receiver? Say it. Say it. I mentioned this the other day, Anthony. If we can get Ferguson back to where he's supposed to be, that in itself will alleviate some pressure off CeeDee Lamb. But Ferguson, I don't want to go there yet with Ferguson as it applies to inconsistency. But I'm kind of like, hold on, Ferguson. Now, Travis Kelce come out and said, you're going to be the next big tight end. Now, when Travis Kelce said you're going to be the next big tight end, I'm expecting you to be, I ain't talking about this season. I'm expecting this was to be last season. That Ferg was supposed to have a breakout season. But you know what? One of the things that happened, I think one of the things that happened to the Cowboys, they decided to let go of a lot of depth, let go of a lot of the veterans. They went with a lot of the young guys. But Mike McCarthy had got rid of, and I was telling people this, he got rid of the Texas Coast. The Texas Coast was a hybrid of Mike McCarthy, and Brian Schottenheimer putting in some new wrinkles from some things he'd seen around the league, plus some of the residue left over from our previous OC, Kellen Moore. Y'all remember the Texas Coast in 2023? We took off after the San Diego Charger game. See, now we know that was Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer was one of the ones responsible for convincing Mike McCarthy to trust Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. But then when we got to 2024, we got him on the lame duck contract, and I don't care what anyone says. The Cowboys were already done with Mike McCarthy after the end of the 2023 season, and the Cowboys do not believe in letting a coach sit on the couch while they pay him, and that's why when they brought him in for the interview at the end of the season, they didn't give him an offer that he couldn't refuse. They gave him an offer, and I believe they knew he would refuse. And so rather than them letting him go, the Cowboys, I don't know if you can call this classy or not, but the Cowboys rather let Mike McCarthy walk away like it was him walking away. Nah, he wasn't walking away. The Cowboys didn't give him anything that he wanted. But again, there were some issues with some of the play calling of one Mike McCarthy. And so this team is going to look, I think this team is going to look a whole lot better. A whole lot better going into this season. Even with what we have, this team is going to look better. And so, hey, man, I'm excited about this season. I want to see what all of these doggone wide receivers look like. I do. I want to see what all these wide receivers look like. I do. And we need to know, Cowboys Nation. We need to know what they look like. Because you don't want to go in and shopping for this, that, and the other. And you don't even know what you have. I need to see, and we need to see. We need to see Jonathan Mingo with Dak Prescott. Because I was looking today and they're talking about some wide receivers that could possibly come back to the Dallas Cowboys. And one of the names that came up was Cedric Wilson. Man, I'm telling y'all, because we let the media brainwash us into Dak Prescott isn't even now, some of these doggone fantasy lists talking about Dak Prescott isn't even top 15. What? Stop it. It's pure nonsense. It is pure, utter nonsense to say that Dak Prescott isn't even top 15. Not even top 10. I'm sorry. Dak Prescott's top 5. Dak Prescott is top 5. I'm not taking a 1-year Jaden Daniels, doing it 1 year over Dak Prescott. Just like I didn't take Dak Prescott in his rookie year when he had one of the greatest rookie seasons of all. And had it not been for Aaron Rodgers making one of the most insane throws on the sideline and one of the most insane catches and one of the most insane field goals, Dak Prescott might have went as far as Jaden Daniels. I don't even think we realized that when you look at what Dak Prescott faced in his first playoff game in his rookie season, Aaron bleeping Rodgers. Boy, I don't even think we know what we're saying. But Dak Prescott, when you think about these wide receivers like Cedric Wilson, does anybody realize what Cedric Wilson has been like after Dak Prescott? Noah Brown after Dak Prescott? The tight end that we had after Dak Prescott, what was his name? Dalton Schultz. I got news for us. Even Amari Cooper. Anybody seen what he looked like after Dak Prescott? Amari Cooper's best 4 years were with Dak Prescott. As much as Amari Cooper helped Dak Prescott helped Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott makes receivers better. He does. Especially if you'll give him the scheme where he can really, because one thing about Dak Prescott, he doesn't mind spreading the ball around. Mike McCarthy's scheme was so terrible. And I'm just telling you, Dak Prescott is not a West Coast quarterback. He's not. Cooper Rush is a West Coast quarterback. Dak Prescott is not a West Coast quarterback. The West Coast doesn't fit Dak Prescott. It doesn't. But it fits Cooper Rush. The West Coast is based on, it's where your passing game, it's your run game. There's a lot of slants, there's a lot of quick throws, a lot of one-read throws, a lot of quick reads, a lot of those type of things. Cooper Rush, perfect. Because he can't throw past 10 yards. The further past 10 yards Cooper Rush would throw, the more of a liability he is. It didn't mean that he didn't have the mind to read. He didn't have the arm to throw it. West Coast fits Cooper Rush perfectly. The West Coast don't fit Dak Prescott. That's why in 2023, when Mike McCarthy was trying to run that stale as toast West Coast, Dak Prescott looked terrible. When Brian Schottenheimer brought in a few wrinkles, some things he saw around the league, and of course they're relying on some of the Kellen Moore stuff. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott took off. Why? Because they got away from that stale as toast version of the West Coast offense that Mike McCarthy runs. It don't fit Dak Prescott. When you think about what Dak Prescott is, play action. This is why Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, Sanders, they're going to be great for Dak Prescott. What they've done in the trenches with the line. Let me tell you something. I don't have one regret on Tyler Booker. I don't have one regret on Tyler Booker. I love exactly what the Cowboys are doing. We got to see what Terrence Steele is. We got to see what Tyler Guyton is. I'm not even calling it the Great Wall of Tyler yet. I mean, we got to see what it is. But they got to get Dak Prescott back to play action passes. They got to get Dak back to play action passing. And if they can get Dak Prescott back to play action passes, Dak Prescott has always been able to make these wide receivers like Cedric Wilson look good, who has not, let's be honest, looked good since Dak. Amari Cooper, who looked good somewhat when he left, but after that, he hasn't looked good after Dak. When you think about those receivers, Noah Brown, he made Noah Brown look good. Noah Brown hasn't been the same after Dak. When you get Dak Prescott back to what he is, away from that dumb West Coast, get him back into play action. Dak Prescott, seam routes. Dak Prescott, go routes. Dak Prescott, corner routes. Dak Prescott, out routes. Dak Prescott can do those things, but they got to get him back to what he was, play action. This isn't as much on Dak as people think it is. It's also on the scheme. It all matters. And again, we don't know what these receivers are with Dak. We don't know what this dude Mingo. And again, Traeshon Holden. We don't know what he is with Dak. Ryan Flanoy. We don't truly know what he is with Dak. We got to let those guys, we got to see what they are. Paris Campbell, I know we don't like it. We got to see what Paris Campbell is with Dak Prescott. I know people don't like what I'm saying, but we do. We do. Because you know why we need to know what we have? Because when we do go get that free agent wide receiver, he got to be way better than what we have. He has to be way better. He can't just be a little bit better. He has to be way better. And that's why when you talk about explosive, I'm not listening to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen will be great for the Cowboys if he's not explosive. Amari Cooper, I'm not listening. He'd be good for the Cowboys. Not explosive. I want to hear Jameson Williams. I want to hear Jameson Williams. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Alec Pierce. I want to hear guys like that. I want to hear some names that when we hear those names, we go, whoa, the Cowboys got who? That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear this conversation. Man, I'm just glad, boy. I'm just glad we got a wide receiver too now. I mean, I'm just saying, man, he ain't, he may not be this, but he's this, and this. If that's how you live your life, I'm not mad at you. Live it. When I'm going to get an upgrade, I'm upgrading. I'm upgrading. I'm sorry. I'm upgrading. I'm not going to drive a 2017 and go and upgrade to a 2017 with a sunroof. No, I'm not doing that. No, sir. No, sir. If I'm going to upgrade, I'm going to upgrade. Upgrade. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with Ice Cold Cowboy. Hit that like button. But again, let's move to the next topic. 105.3 The Fan. I'll be talking about this some more, about this thing with Traeshon Holden, man. Again, boy, I'm telling you, if I could talk to this dude, I'd be telling him, man, hey, man, don't get caught up in that money stuff. Don't get caught up in that. And the dude, you might be making a very good point. Maybe there are some things that they're looking at with him and they're saying, no, we're going to make him work for it. Maybe that's what they're saying. Because the coach, who is his ex-coach, is saying he'll work for it. This may be a ploy by the Cowboys. We're going to see what he do. This may be a ploy by the Cowboys. I'm not saying it is, but it definitely may be a ploy. Hey, that's what we talking about. It's just Uriel, man. We don't know why Holden getting that kind of bread, bro. We don't know. Yes, sir. I finally got it, Torrey Crow and Schofield. I finally got it. Intelligent Savage, salute, my man. What's going on with you? Yes, sir. He said, hit that. He said, smash that like and share this content. Yes, sir. I agree with you. Yeah, y'all got me. Y'all got me. I appreciate you. But again, let's get to this thing on 105.3 The Fan. 105.3 The Fan is talking about today. They are talking about maybe a cornerback coming to Dallas. And we're going to look at the Cowboys depth chart again. Because I do want us to understand something, Dallas Cowboy fans. Rome wasn't built in a day. Man, I'm telling you, boy, I know we want that Super Bowl team right now. I know we want that Super Bowl team. I want it too. Guys, we're going to have to understand. We will have to get to a point to where we're going to have to finalize this doggone roster. And even as it stands right now, the Cowboys, I hope they continue to do what they're doing. Don't make any more moves until after June the 1st. Don't make any more moves. The closer we get to June the 1st, more apples will start to fall off the trees. There are teams right now that are getting ready to cut players, and we don't even know it yet. They're getting ready to cut players. So we need to just as the Cowboys front office, they need to keep their ears open. Keep their ears open. You let all the Cowboy, whoever the fans, and let them all argue about what you should be doing. No, you keep your eyes and your ears open on what's going on in these front offices. Don't feel rushed because we got Mike Florio and other people talking about Jerry Jones is a liar or the Cowboys aren't going to do anything. Same old Cowboys front office. No, maybe you're the same old person who's been saying the same old things. And that's why when you see something new, you can't see it. Maybe that's your problem. But we're watching the Cowboys. They've been doing everything they said they were going to do. So let's just keep waiting. And the Cowboys need to just keep those ears open. Let's see what happens June 1st. Let's see who shakes down. And once we get an idea of maybe there's a couple other players, and I do believe I will not be surprised come June 1st, the Cowboys are going to get more play. They're going to get someone else. I'm just going to be honest with you. Let's look at this depth chart, and then we're going to listen to this video on 105.3 The Fan. Because let me tell you something that I love about the Cowboys this year. Phew, you tell me anything you want to. Let me tell you something. If your number isn't 4, if your number isn't 11, if your number isn't 88, if your number isn't the number Oso Digizua, if your number isn't Oso Digizua number, you won't notice. If you're not number 97, you're on notice. You are on notice. The Cowboys are going to continue to tweak this roster. I released a video today because everybody talking, oh, Joe Milton III, he's going to take Dak Prescott's spot. And they've only brought in another quarterback. He's a little bit bigger. He's 6'6". The Cowboys are sending us a message. I already know what they're going to replace Dak Prescott with. I mean, they basically trying to replace Dak Prescott with a Nephilim. And if you don't know what those are, those were the giants in the Bible. They want a giant quarterback on the next go-round. The Cowboys want a big, mobile quarterback on the next round. I mean, Milton 6'5", and Trey Lance was 6'4", Milton 6'5", and now Donovan Smith is 6'6". So, again, I don't think anybody is safe on here. But when you look at the depth chart and you start looking at cornerback, Trayvon Diggs, of course, I just think Trayvon Diggs, I don't know how many more messages the Cowboys can send Trayvon Diggs. The Cowboys are basically sending Trayvon Diggs a message. This is your last year on the Cowboys. Unless you come back this season not only healthy. Let me tell you about Trayvon Diggs. Health is not going to be enough for Trayvon Diggs. Health will not be enough for Trayvon Diggs on this team. I mean, and even when you look at the UDFAs, look at what they did at UDFA. Look at this. Look at this. Defensive back. Defensive back. Defensive back. Defensive back. Are they trying to tell us something? Stephon Gilmore. unannounced at the start. They're talking a couple of weeks ago. Oh, yeah, he came to buy the star. This is Steven. Just because somebody's in the building don't mean we're going to sign them. I mean, it's unplanned. Okay, Steven. Yeah, we got you. Yeah. So you're just telling us that Stephon Gilmore came by because he just loves the Dallas Cowboys and want to just have lunch with you and Jerry. Okay, we got you. They're looking to improve the defensive back room even again because Savon Revel Jr., we got to think about what he is. Savon Revel Jr., in the grand scheme of things, he's more than likely Trayvon Diggs' replacement. He is Trayvon Diggs' replacement, I believe. The problem is, who in the heck is going to take the place of Jordan Lewis? That's the question. And so when you look at what the Cowboys are doing, because again, I think Savon is it. I do believe the Cowboys want Kyrie Elam to do well. And people are like, ooh, the Cowboys sent a message to Kyrie Elam. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. Stop it. They never planned on picking up his fifth-year option. You bring in Kyrie Elam because you want to turn down his fifth-year option. So if he does good, he's in the building, and you get to get first dibs on negotiating with him. If he does good, maybe, hey, you can get him on a good deal. Kyrie Elam, he's going to be hungry too. I'm very excited about him. I want to see if he can maybe work in the slot. Of course, we know they got Israel. He's coming back. Kalen Carson, we'll see what that's all about. Josh Butler looked absolutely incredible last year before he got the injury. But again, if you really look at the defensive back room, it looks pretty good to me. It looks pretty good to me. It's extremely young, but it looks pretty good. And one of the things that we're going to have to understand, I noticed that a lot of people keep saying that the Dallas Cowboys need veteran presence in some of these spots. Why? Why do we feel like the Cowboys need a veteran presence at every doggone spot? No, you don't. No, you actually don't. That's what you're paying these doggone players for. That's what you're paying Oso Digizua. Yeah, we need a veteran presence at the nose tackle. Okay, I'm not saying we don't need maybe another defensive tackle, but do we need a veteran presence? No, this is what I got Oso Digizua for. If you want to build a championship team, a young championship team, well, stop thinking that you always need veteran players to come in as if these veteran players are the thing that's going to take you over the top. Yeah, we need somebody to solidify the room. What? I do not. And everybody's entitled to whatever opinion they have. I do not want a veteran presence in the wide receiver room. CD Lamb is my veteran presence. No, CD Lamb, you run this room. You run this room, CD Lamb, no one else. No one else. You set the pace. Also, Digizua, you set the pace. Yeah, I know, but we need another. No, we got him. Also, Digizua. We have him. Also, Digizua. Also, Odigizua is our presence. No, we don't need it. No. Just like Michael Parsons. You know why Michael Parsons was ready for DeMarcus Lawrence to leave? No, we don't need DeMarcus Lawrence. He's older. No, I'm young. I'm the leader. I'm the leader by performance. This is why we got some of these guys. And again, I don't know why people keep poo-pooing Solomon Thomas. I really don't know why we keep poo-pooing Solomon Thomas. Everybody acting like Solomon Thomas on this team is, okay, we need another. What do you mean? You got Solomon Thomas. You got Dak Prescott's doppelganger. Okay, the dude is going to come in here, and I believe he's going to play. He's going to be good. And again, I'm going to make a list of my 3 players that I believe is going to make a huge jump this year. And I'm putting money on Mozzie Smith. I'm putting doggone money, and I'm not a gambler. I'm putting money on Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith going to bounce back in this thing, and I'm telling you, Mozzie Smith is going to be the truth. You watch what I tell you. It takes these defensive linemen, for whatever reason, man, it takes just time for these guys to develop. It just does. You're going to be good. All right, let's get in here. I want to look at this thing on 105.3 The Fan. I'm going to get a couple of your comments in. And y'all forgive me. Our call-in is coming back. But I got some new equipment, and I haven't hooked it up yet. Number 2, the system that we use, or the system that I was using, is you use what's called Bluetooth. All of you are familiar with Bluetooth. So the machine that I use, that you use to call in through the phones through Bluetooth, if you notice, it's like Bluetooth doesn't quite work clearly when two people are talking at the same time. Stuff get cut off and you might not hear what someone else says. So what I'm working on, and I'm going to get solidified here next week, is we're going to have a hardwired line into the system that I have so that when the call-ins come in, they're going to be crystal clear. So crystal clear that even when we're having dialogue back and forth, it's going to sound perfect. So we're just getting a lot of things solidified. Don't worry, the call-in show is coming back. But again, I try to keep up with your comments so you can still be a part of the show. My man Intelligent Savage in the crib. I see you done changed up that avatar. I see you. Yes, sir. Intelligent Savage, he says, good route runner and will be where Dak needs him to be on his routes. His Oregon Ducks wide receiver coach is the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the building, co-signing for him. You have one here. Watched him for the Ducks. Let's see it in Dallas. Hey, Intelligent Savage, I trust you. You big college football watching, man. I saw his tape. Boy, Rothschild said, he need to be a defensive back because wide receivers don't headhunt. He does. Oh, yeah, he does. Hey, tell him, Savage. Yeah, he headhunts. He don't like to step out of bounds. You don't go to sleep with your defensive back and he on the sideline and you try to relax. Oh, he'll step right into you and knock you off your feet. He'll knock you right off your feet. I'm telling you. Yeah, he is. Neo, not from the Matrix. What's going on, my man? He said, could this be for the battle wide receiver 2, Mingo and Holden? I hope it is. Neo, I hope it is. I hope these boys go nuts. I hope them too. There should be nobody in the Cowboys wide receiver room more motivated than Jonathan Mingo. Because, man, let me tell you something. Football players are very competitive. They have a lot of pride. My girl Angie, the Rebel Chicks, I see you up in the chat. I see you up in there. Robert M31, what's going on? I see you all up in there. Let me tell you something. If I'm in that wide receiver room, and I've watched now 2 interviews, and Stephen Jones say, we don't have a number 2 wide receiver on this team. Ooh-wee. Boy, you won't talk about fired up. Tolbert, Mingo, shoo. Boy, they ought to be so fired up right now. Man, I'm telling you, I'd have put my cleats on that night and went outside. I'd have put my cleats on that night and went outside. I would have. That next day, I would have been on the phone. Hey, man, I need a ball machine. What? Yeah, I need a ball machine in my backyard. And in my mind, I'm saying, I'm going to show these jokers. I'm going to show them who I am. Man, this Dallas Cowboy wide receiver room, boy, shoo. Pure Game is mentioned. I mentioned it before, too. Boy, I'm like a pit bull tied to the back porch, and they ain't had no food in a week, and somebody about to throw a pork chop out in the middle of this doggone yard. I don't care how many dogs out here. I'm about to get busy. I'm getting that pork chop. I'd be so motivated right now. And this dude, again, I would be telling this wide receiver, man, Traeshon Holden, shoo, man. Boy, the money would even make me feel more disrespected. And if I was his wide receiver coach, the one who got him in camp, who said he was determined to make sure he was going to be in the Dallas Cowboy camp, shoo, boy, I'd be using this. I'd be telling them, Traeshon, man, they disrespected you, man. You went undrafted. They gave you $3,000. No guarantee. I know what you are. Man, you come in here and you show them what you are. And if I was that wide receiver coach, boy, I'd be driving him so hard. I'd be driving him hard. Why? Because if there's anybody in this camp that knows what he is, it's that wide receiver coach. And I just wonder if maybe he's a part of this. Maybe he's a part of this. Right now, I don't have the answers. But I tell you this, I'm fired up. If it's me, I'm fired. Man, I'm fired up for him. I'm not even playing. I'm fired up for him. But I digress. Again, looking back at the cornerback room, I don't think health is going to help Trayvon Diggs on this team. Trayvon Diggs is going to have to come back in a way that is, we're going to have to see vintage Trayvon Diggs. Because someone had a very good point. a very good point. Somebody made the point, and I love it. And if you're in the chat, please take credit for it. Somebody made the point. Why couldn't we have Trayvon Diggs, Savon Revel Jr., and DaRon Bland? Shoot, why can't we? Because the duo we never could seem to get on the field was Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland. We've been dreaming about Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland being on the field at the same time, and we barely could get it. We barely could get it. DaRon Bland go down. Trayvon Diggs go down. Trayvon Diggs is struggling with an injury. He out this game. DaRon Bland is in. We finally think we're going to get it. Trayvon Diggs goes out again. We get him only in maybe 1 or 2 games. We've never been able to get DaRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs on the field at the same time. Somebody asked the question the other day, why do we have to trade Trayvon Diggs? We don't. Why do we have to cut him? We don't. But I can tell you this, health is not going to be enough for Trayvon Diggs. And I'm pretty sure we're all on this same page. A lot of us on this same page. No, health is not going to be enough for Trayvon Diggs because from what I've seen from Trayvon Diggs the last 2 seasons, and based on what I've seen from Savon Revel Jr. on tape, Savon Revel Jr. is Trayvon Diggs. Pre-injury, pre-pay. Pre-big payday. And maybe even a little bit more or a lot more ferocious. Because the one thing about Savon Revel Jr., he's not a finesse cornerback. No, he'll hit you. Savon Revel Jr. will hit you. Big cornerback, he will hit you. You don't mind tackling. He don't. My girl Nisi in the chat, I see you. He don't mind hitting. No, he don't mind hitting. So Trayvon Diggs comes back. I don't see a situation where Savon Revel Jr. sits down. They'll all 3 play. If Trayvon Diggs comes back, he's healthy and he's playing well. All 3 of them play. I don't mind it. Let them play. We can have them. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Trayvon Diggs has a pretty serious injury. He really does. And if I was Trayvon Diggs, if I was his agent, I'd be telling him, don't you come back even 95%. Don't you come back. You don't come back until you're 100%. Trayvon Diggs does not need to be rushing back. And maybe this is one of the reasons why 105.3 The Fan is talking about that maybe the Cowboys are going to bring in a defensive back. Because I'm telling you, Trayvon Diggs does not need to come back. I don't care if he's 99%. Don't you come back. This dude has got a very serious injury. He's had a very, he's had one of these very experimental procedures to kind of get some cartilage back in that knee or whatever the case may be. I mean, so Trayvon Diggs if he comes back too early, the career's over. And I don't care if Savon Revel Jr. is in the building because there's nothing you're going to be able to do about Savon Revel Jr. He is the steal of the draft if he's healthy, and he's going to play on this team. The dude is going to be a starter. DaRon Bland, the Cowboys got to play DaRon Bland. And this is automatically, I believe, going to make Trayvon Diggs the odd man out, especially when you look at the way his contract is done. They did his contract to where they can basically walk away from his contract at the end of the season. So I would not be surprised if Trayvon Diggs comes back, and he comes back somewhere there in the season. The Cowboys will probably see how he's playing. I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing or if he's healthy. Maybe they'll trade him. Maybe they'll trade him, and if not, I don't think they're going to do anything else with that contract. But we'll see how it goes because I don't know. They're going to have to put some money into that defensive back room. So this is one of the reasons why, because everyone knows that he's not going to be healthy when he comes back. So maybe this is why 105.3 The Fan is talking about that there is going to be, and let's go over here for a second, that 105.3 The Fan is probably saying that they're looking for a defensive back. But again, guys, we got to remember, too, man, Rome wasn't built in a day. The Cowboys are going to continue to build this team, I believe, all the way through the season. All the way through the season. All the way even after the season, the Cowboys are going to be trying to make moves because they're going to have to. They're going to have to make moves because Stephen Jones said his goal was to have the best roster in the NFL. And in order for him to do that, well, there's only one way for him to do it. They're going to have to continue to be on the lookout for players. And they're going to probably have to concede that in order to build the championship team they want to build, it's probably going to take more than one season. I know what we want. We want to be. I know what we want. We want to build that Super Bowl championship season. We want to build it all in one season, but we can't do it. So we got to just, like I said, we got to keep doing the best that we can. But let's look over here, 105.3 The Fan, and I want to hear what they're talking about. I didn't even hear it yet, so we're going to all hear it at the same time, 105.3 The Fan, and they're talking about could the Cowboys be bringing in a defensive back? Okay, let's see here. All right, here we go.
Are the Cowboys getting corner help sooner rather than later? Sure appears to be that way with some optimistic timelines shared by Brian Schottenheimer over the weekend at Cowboys rookie minicamp. Josh Butler, who was one of the, I think we mentioned positive, uplifting stories in the second half of last year, the guy who was like a 29-year-old rookie and had just grinded to do everything he could to hang around the NFL, got an opportunity to play with the Cowboys, had some good games, made a difference for him down the stretch when they were winning games. And then it all ended in just a devastating fashion when he ended up suffering a knee injury at the end of last year. His rehab is going along a lot better than was initially anticipated, it sounds like. The new timeline, according to Brian Schottenheimer, is that he could potentially, Josh Butler, be on PUP, physically unable to perform at the start of camp. He said it's really early still right now, but he's doing great in his rehab. He's here every day. He was one of the first ones here, one of the last ones to leave. And so Josh Butler, who they were kind of excited about in terms of what he was showing on the field for them, that would be a really quick turnaround if he was going to be able to be ready within the PUP window, which would be first 6 weeks or so of the season, because he tore his ACL on Thanksgiving. And you remember, a lot of people felt like Michael Gallup was rushed back too quick when he was hurt around the same time.
Yeah.
So if Josh Butler's able to if he's able to get healthy and be ready for the first 6 weeks of the season, that helps a lot with the questions about Trayvon Diggs and about where Savon Ravel, their third-round pick out of Eastern Carolina, where he might be. With Cowboys rookie minicamp going on at the end of last week, Savon Ravel did get a chance to talk to reporters and talk about where he's at with the status of his knee injury.
It's good, man. Like I said, I've been working on my knee as much as I can. I'm gonna get the Cowboys and the training staff and come back as fast as I can and work as hard as I could. Right now, I can pretty much do everything, running, straight line, cutting. Haven't got too much into that. Just trying to take it day by day, trying to take it slow.
So there's two ways to look at this.
Two ways.
You can be glass half full or glass half empty. Yeah, I know.
How many times have y'all heard me say this? I'm starting to think some of these people be listening to me. I could be wrong, but I say this all the time. But go ahead.
Glass half full says you're getting two corners back. Like you were worried about the depth there. You're getting two guys back potentially for the start of the season. Glass half empty might say, okay, if we're like celebrating the salvation of Josh Butler, who barely hung on into the league after 6 years and got an opportunity after a bunch of injuries, and we're hoping he might make PUP and not be available for this first 6 weeks. And then Savon Ravel of just, oh my gosh, he's cutting on the grass right now.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to throw a third-round rookie out there and have him ready to go to play significant snaps. Is that more concerning than optimistic for your Dallas Cowboys here on May 5th, 2025?
It's first thing that comes to my mind is that's a lot of ifs.
Yep.
A lot of hope.
Man, if the ifs add up, if the ifs on your team are longer than the word, it's a bad thing.
Okay. A lot of Rangers
on the word.
Yeah, if you have more than two ifs on your team.
Oh, okay, I got
I think that's generally bad, right? Because if
I thought you were homeschooled.
Breaking news, 2 letters.
Yeah.
Oh.
So to me, I think you can have 2 ifs. You can have 2 ifs on your team.
Ravel's a guy who, even if he was healthy right away, there's still questions about like how raw is he and where's his technique at. I mean, this is going to be an important week for him. Yeah. The stuff that's really important for him right now is going to be the classroom stuff anyway. They don't need him running around out there at camp. I mean, he'll do work with the rehab group, but honestly, the big thing for Savon Ravel is just making sure he's getting technique down and he's learning different aspects of that. The guys they drafted in front of him, the first 2, Tyler Booker from Alabama, and then Donovan Ezeraku from Boston College.
High school, I see.
Those are two guys who are like, they're pro ready. They're ready to go. If you want to just talk about pure pass rushing ability, the traits of getting to the quarterback and having a toolbox to be able to counter some of the things offensive linemen do, speed, all the little tools that go into that. Donovan Ezeraku is probably the most pro-ready pass rusher that was in the draft, even above Abdul Carter.
Wow.
Like, in terms of just ready to go and ready to contribute right now, that's him.
Guys, let me tell you something. It looks like they're done with the cornerback thing, but we'll listen to some more of this interview. But let me capitalize on something Bobby Belt just said. This is one of the very reasons why I'm so glad the Cowboys didn't trade back. I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. The Cowboys couldn't pass up Donovan Ezeraku. Everybody keeps saying the same thing about Donovan Ezeraku. The Cowboys had to make a choice. There were just certain players on their board they were not going to be able to circle back on. I'm telling you, Tyler Booker, the way the trenches were going, I don't think the Cowboys were going to be able to circle back on Tyler Booker. I'm not sure how far the Cowboys could have traded down to still be able to get Tyler Booker. And I'm going to tell you now, Donovan Ezeraku, there's a reason why they had the grade that they had on Donovan Ezeraku. He is a technician. And I said this last week. When you get this guy on the field with Micah Parsons, it's going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem. Because where Micah Parsons is speed, quickness, power, athleticism, those types of things. Ezeraku is the exact opposite of that in a sense, and he's exactly what you need. He's a technician. He beats people with head moves, shoulder dips, hands, as our man Luis Ortiz put it, karate, judo, the hands. He's such a technician. And one of the things that they talked about is he when he comes up to the line, he has a plan. He has a plan on how he's going to beat the guy in front of him. He is going to give some left tackles in this league. He's going to give them fits. He's going to get some left tackles in this league fits just because he's a technician. Yes, so many people are talking about Donovan Ezeraku. He was not going to last. There's no way. If the Cowboys pass on Donovan Ezeraku, no way they circle the block on him either. No way they circled the block. No way he'd have been there in the third. No way Donovan Ezeraku is there. I bet you if the Cowboys would have passed up on Donovan Ezeraku, you'd have saw teams trading back or trading up, I should say, trying to trade up to get Donovan Ezeraku. Donovan Ezeraku is going to be insanity. He really is. This defense for the Cowboys, I do believe it's going to be insanity. It's going to be a lot more competitive than what we've been in the past. And I'm going to show you this Cowboys depth chart here in just a moment again. But again, what he's saying about Donovan Ezeraku, I keep hearing non-Cowboy fan pundits talking about how good this kid Donovan Ezeraku is. So again, you think about Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is kind of a Micah Parsons, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's just different type of pass rushers. You get some pass rushers where their strength, their power, their speed, their quickness. They're those type of things to where they can just bull rush a guy or just get a guy up under his arms or his armpit and just throw him out of the way. And Micah Parsons is one of those type of guys, even though he's a little on the size, extremely strong. And doesn't mean he doesn't have some skill and some moves. But this dude, Donovan Ezeraku, he's different. He's different. He beats you with his technique. And I'm going to tell you something. Technique is scary. Technique is scary because when guys have technique, it takes away from if you're just somebody who's athletic. For example, Tyler Guyton. Let's think about why Tyler Guyton was struggling so hard last year. When Myles Garrett played him, everybody was like, "Oh, okay, Tyler Guyton might be okay." Well, Myles Garrett didn't do anything but try to bull rush him. Myles Garrett is a very strong He's a very strong defensive end. Myles Garrett wasn't necessarily trying to pull out the whole tool set on Tyler Guyton. You know, he's trying to get him with power and strength. Well, somebody figured out, though, if you got technique, even as strong as Tyler Guyton is, you can easily beat him. You can beat him with head fakes. You can beat him with moves. You know, fake him in, go, fake him out, go in, fake him in, go out. You could do things to him, you know, chop his hands down and get around him. His feet were not quick enough. And again, this is where Donovan Ezeraku going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem for any of those left tackles who can't deal with technique. He's going to be nice. It's going to be nice for the Cowboys.
He's a smaller guy, like we talked about last week, Chop. He's 6'2", 245.
Yeah,
he
249.
gets compared a lot to Yannick Ngakoue, who's just pass rush, doesn't really do anything in the run game. Ezeraku will at least contribute in the run game. It's just he's a smaller guy, so he tries to dip around tackles. That loses the edge sometimes. But he's pro-ready, and he said a lot of his pro-ready nature came from playing for two former NFL coaches, Bill O'Brien and Tim Lewis.
Two former NFL coaches.
Bill O'Brien and Tim Lewis at Boston College.
You know, I would go into the office, and we would just talk. And, that talk would lead to, now I'm asking questions about, okay, what is it really like? And Coach O'Brien, he helped me, get my body right, for the entire season. I appreciate him for that. Coach Lewis, he put me in, great positions on the defense. He put me at edge. He put me, floating
Richard,
around.
we can't be in the top 10
again.
again.
Guard. He had me standing up, kind of, roaming around linebacker area. So I did everything, and I appreciate them for that.
You can hear just the type of person they were going for in this draft. Every single one of them when they talk. They're all, I mean, Ezeraku was a captain at Boston College. One of the common questions that came up for Ravel and Ezeraku with the media over the weekend were the questions about NIL. Like, hey, you're at East Carolina, you're at Boston College. You had to have had some offers to be able to jump. And both of them said kind of the same thing. They were like, yeah, there was more money out there. I wanted to be loyal to the program that was loyal to me. They gave me my shot. This is like my team. These are guys that I'm close with. There were some things that were more important to me than just whatever payday I could get from NIL. And that's something that would really resonate, I'm sure, with the Schottenheimer regime and everything that they're trying to do is the idea of, all right, what kind of a culture guy are you versus just what kind of player are you? Now, player-wise, they still got really good players. They still got guys who are really ready to contribute right now. It's just the culture aspect of it is clearly something that was a blinking light on their first three guys that they took.
I thought your corner tease was going to be about Jalen Ramsey, as the Dolphins are saying that they're still working on a trade with him. So
we have
Jalen won't be coming
next year still.
Amari.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
yeah,
What was the Amari feedback last week?
Everybody universally was like, yeah, bring him back.
Sure.
I think with Amari, there's a little bit of get the band back together or the one that got away feeling. I mean, when we talked about Mikko Rantanen and the things that he did as like a late season addition, Amari Cooper was, when I was thinking of other similar players, Amari was one of those. Like Amari got here and completely flipped that team around. That was a team
Saved
headed
the passing game.
Yeah, that was a team heading for, they were 3-4 when he got traded for and 3-5 after the first week. And then they went on that 7-game winning streak. They finished the year 10-6. They win the division. So he was I think there's still a lot of love for him and a lot of thought of just what did we miss? They may get hit with a sobering reality pretty quickly if he ends up signing here, but it's something where I think a lot of people just still feel like, yeah, Amari was a great route runner, and it's nuts to think about. He's still just 30. He feels like he's 35.
If you talked to me about Amari before the draft, I'm like, he's washed, he's cooked. But with the status of the receiver room right now, it totally made me be like, beggars can't be choosers.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, sign it up for cheap, and then, hope to find something else on top of it.
If they're
going to work out one of these.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, I can't stand this attitude right here. Y'all I'm not going to criticize y'all. I don't like this. So he looks at the wide receiver room. How are we looking at the wide receiver room? I'm just asking. Are we looking at the wide receiver room with Dak or without Dak? And the other part that I think we don't consider, we don't even know what Shotty's offense is going to look like. We don't know what Shotty's offense is going to look like. People look different in different offenses. We don't know what any of this is going to look like. So how do we really know what the wide receiver room looks like? Because this stuff is still all dependent upon so many other things that we have not seen yet. What is Shotty running? What is he running? What is, and not just what is Shotty running, but what is Dak and Shotty going to run? Because Shotty's going to allow Dak to have some input into this game, into this scheme that they're going to run. So what does it look like? And so he just said that one of those things that I can't get with. He's basically saying the wide receiver room is so bad that before the draft, he was saying, no Amari Cooper. But then he does after the draft and he's saying, well, we didn't get a wide receiver. And what we have right now, well, Amari Cooper will at least be better. I'm just telling you. People can operate in their life how they want to. I don't live my life like that. I don't like to live my life like that. I don't like to live my life in a state of, if I'm looking for something that I need, I'm not trying to live in a state of, well, at least. At least. Yeah, at least it'd be better than what you have. No, I don't want just at least better than what I have. I want a doggone upgrade. I want to upgrade. I'm not trying to go from number 2 to 2.1. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go all out. And the Cowboys on this wide receiver too, they need to really see what they have in the building. Because why bring in someone who's just a little bit better than what you have? Why? Why do it? And again, I heard what Bobby Belt said. He said there are some people who are talking about bringing the band back. I really would like to know who those people are. But he said that there are some people in the building that are saying, hey, get the band back together. Did you hear what he said? But when Amari gets in the building, there may be a sobering reality. What would that sobering reality be? You mean maybe he isn't the same receiver that you brought in? What was it? 2019 or whatever it was? Maybe he's not the same wide receiver that when he came in and you went on a 7-game win streak, you went 12-6. Yeah, maybe he's not that wide receiver anymore. Or I don't know if it was a 7-game win streak. Maybe they won 7 games. That streak they basically won, I think it was 10-6. But he's not that wide receiver anymore. I'm not sure he's that wide receiver anymore. Now, Dak makes wide receivers better. So again, how do we know he's not going to make Mingo better? We got to answer these questions. And the Cowboys, I do believe, need to answer those questions before they go out and just get somebody blindly. No, man, let's get these guys in and kind of get them running around a little bit. Let them start running some plays and let's see what they look like. Let's see what they look like so we can really know what we need to be getting. I mean, don't you really need to know what you have before you go out and get something else? Know what you have, because that's pretty much what they did at all the other positions. So you got to know what you have. And again, I'm sorry, but Mingo is a mystery. No one can truly tell me, and no one really knows what Mingo is when I think about his last 2 quarterbacks. Bryce Young and Cooper Rush. I'm sorry, that'd be a hard boy. If I was a wide receiver, I definitely wouldn't want to be judged on that. I wouldn't want to be. Crush, what's going on? He said, Crush on down, and he said, on G. He said, OG, he said, if you could get any vet wide receiver, who could it be? I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't get a veteran wide receiver. I wouldn't get a veteran wide receiver. My money's on CeeDee Lamb. No, CeeDee Lamb is my veteran. Just like Michael Irvin was the veteran, and he wasn't old. When they went and drafted Alvin Harper at number 12, I would actually rather the Cowboys. Let's see what you have. Really, let's see what you have, what you got right now. And if you decide to roll with it, of course I'm rolling with you because I think the Cowboys are going to be better, way better anyway. But what I would do, I've already got my plan in place. We'll roll with what we have right now if Mingo can show us that he can do something. And then we'll go in next year's draft. And our first player off the board, we'll do it exactly the way Jimmy did it. Our first player will be a wide receiver. We will get the best wide receiver available when we pick somewhere around 20 through 25 next year. We'll get the best wide receiver available. And we'll have our wide receiver. And maybe Mingo is better than Tolbert. Maybe Traeshon Holden has really made some strides. Maybe he's pushed his way to number 3. We got some things going that if we can just be patient, we can keep building it. Because I'm building towards a younger team. And I'm not really wanting to do all these rentals and stuff. I'm not really wanting to do all these rentals, especially at the skill positions. I'm not wanting to do all these rentals. No, we already got guys in these skill positions for the most part. Wide receiver, we just got to see what it is we have. At the end of the day, we just got to see what it is. What's going on with your D-Block 88, my man in the crib? The dude said, yep. He said after OTAs, teams take a moment to try to get their salary caps in line best they can. Only true financial options is to cut vets they can hold on to, especially having rookies show for a bit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the dude, there are going to be some prime candidates that after it's all said and done and we get to June 1st, there are going to be some prime candidates out there, I believe, for the Cowboys to choose from. So right now, the Cowboys, man, there's no rush. There's just no rush. Just chill. Just chill. Get your rookies acclimated. And then let's see what happens after June 1st, and I think you'll be ready to go. I do. Let's finish this thing with Bobby Belt and these guys, then we're going to go on to the next subject, and I'm going to read some of your comments. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today.
These big trades they were hyping up.
Yeah, if they had gotten somebody in the draft, obviously just give them a shot. Give them a shot. But now that you are sitting where you are and the prospects of Mingo as your 2, a possibility based on the room, you got to look somewhere else.
I was asking Choppy this last week. Do you think Amari Cooper at 30, he'll be 31 next month?
But see, this is where I'm tripping. How do they know what Mingo is? I'm not saying that Mingo needs to be our wide receiver too. But these guys are talking like they've seen Mingo with Dak Prescott and he couldn't catch a ball, he couldn't run routes. What are we actually talking about with Mingo? I mean, really, guys, if we think about Mingo, as much as people are down on Mingo, we don't even know what this dude is. And that is truly the facts, because I'm sorry, when you look at this man's quarterbacks that he's played with, come on, man. And if I'm not mistaken, you can even throw Andy Dalton in that mix. Come on. What is this dude? We don't know what he is. None of us really know what Mingo is. We don't know. We know what he is from Ole Miss. We don't know what he is. Katharina Kids, I'm with you on Diggs. Yeah, I'm with you on Diggs. I think he done too. Cam and AZ, yes sir. I think he's done too. But if he does come back good, the Cowboys will probably trade him. How about them Cowboys? He said the culture is being changed. Yes sir. This team is going to look a lot different in 2026. Yes sir. The dude, he said, at the very least, Diggs needs to show he can actually tackle again this season. That's one of his issues. And that's why I think Savone Revel Jr. is a problem for him. Savone Revel Jr. starts. I don't see where he gives up that starting position. So what are they going to do? Because Deron Bland is up for a huge contract. And I can tell you this, Deron Bland is not going for the Cowboys paying him as the highest paid slot wide receiver. No, he can play inside and outside. Now, Deron Bland ain't trying to get paid like that. No, Deron Bland said, no, you're going to pay me as an outside receiver. You're going to pay me as one of the top outside receivers. And if you give me that check, I'll place him inside. But nah, you're not going to put me back inside and then try to get me with the okie doke and try to pay me as a Jordan Lewis slot receiver. It ain't happening. No, Trayvon Diggs, the Cowboys are probably more than likely going to have to wind up trading him. They're probably going to wind up trading him. They'll probably see what he is. but I have a feeling they're going to probably have to wind up trading him. Nisi said Diggs has been on notice since Bland. Yes, he has been. Ever since he had that breakout season, you notice they didn't rush him back. That's it, Nisi. I agree with you. He's been on notice since Bland. Now he's on extreme notice. Because Savon Revel Jr., he's an upgrade. He's even an upgrade to prime Trayvon Diggs because he's bigger and he's a lot more physical. He's a lot more physical, and they're going to need that, especially if you look at the way Shotty explained playing outside in. You need big corners that can tackle because sometimes those big corners, or just cornerbacks in general, they find themselves on an island. So what do you need to do? Well, they better be able to hold their own and tackle. They better be able to shed blocks and all those things. Intelligent Savage, I'm with you. And this is exactly what I want the Cowboys to do. It's not that they listen to me, but I would like for them to hold on. Don't do anything before June 1st. Take a break. Leave your phones on. Yep, leave your phones on. Keep your eyes open. And if something does come up that you can't do without, you do it. But other than that, nah, just wait. Just wait. Roland, he said, draft a blue chip wide receiver and cornerback next. Do not overplay. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, Roland, that's where I am. Hey, man, just if something doesn't come that absolutely works into your plan, and if Mingo and Tolbert are out there with a better scheme under Shotty, Ferguson is doing his thing. We got to make sure, don't discount Jaden Blue. He's going to be a part of the passing game, I guarantee you. Kavontae Turpin just got paid. They're going to use Kavontae Turpin also more in the passing game. This team, as it's currently constructed, we may not realize it. I've already shown this before. We may not realize it, guys. Do y'all realize up under Mike McCarthy? Up under Mike McCarthy in 2023. This team went 12-5 with one wide receiver. Nothing in the trenches. No linebackers. Do y'all realize we went 12-5? Do we not realize when we look at the Cowboys depth chart right now, and I've already shown this before, when we look at the Cowboys depth chart right now, the Cowboys are better than what they were in 2023. All we need to do is see this on the field. We got to see how it's translating on the field. But right now, if you look at the Cowboys, we've already done this experiment before. If you look at the Cowboys 2023 roster, when they went 12-5, and don't get it twisted, the Eagles they've been good. The Eagles have been good. They've been good. They took a little dip in 2023, but they were still pretty good. They dipped in 2023. The Commanders, we'll see what they are. But keep in mind, we beat them last year with Cooper Rush and almost beat them with Trey Lance. I'm not worried about our division as much as other people are. If you look at this doggone roster, if you just even go, you don't even have to go to the fourth players. If you just look at this roster, pound for pound, player for player, all the way down to, let's say, player number 3. Cowboys roster is better. They're better in the trenches. Savon Revel Jr. is a flashback. He comes back healthy. He is actually a flashback to Trevon Diggs. And when you think about these cornerbacks, man, the Cowboys got some pretty doggone good defensive backs in here. We're going to see what Kyrie Elam is. But we already kind of know a lot of people like Israel. People like Kalen Carson, even though he's getting his socks burned off last year. You got Josh Butler. I'm just looking at the guys back here in the back because we already know what DeRon Bland is. The Cowboys, overall, they're better than what they were in 2023. They're better. Minus Zach Martin on this offensive line and, of course, Tyron Smith. But when you look at this defensive front, we got to see what Steele is. We got to see what Guyton is. I haven't seen Tyler Booker take one snap. I'm good. I'm not even worried about Tyler Booker. I'm good. But when you look at this team, overall, this team is better right now. Right now. We just got to get it on the field, let it get tweaked, and see what it is. Because I don't think the Cowboys are through adding players. I don't. This is why I'm fully confident in what the Cowboys are doing. I don't think they're through with players. Because they're eventually going to have to just get this roster solidified. So they'll after June 1st, I think they'll really be looking hard for that wide receiver. And then after the preseason cuts, I think the Cowboys will still be looking. I think they'll still be looking. And if there is somebody they can bring in and plug and play, they're going to do that too. They are going to do that too. So I'm good with what the Cowboys are doing. I'm not sure, they were talking about a cornerback, but that conversation wasn't really about a cornerback as much as it was a wide receiver. The Cowboys, I wouldn't be surprised if they really wanted to bring in a cornerback. I wouldn't be surprised if Stephon Gilmore is back on the team. Would not be surprised if that happens. And believe me, I would not be mad if they brought back Stephon Gilmore, because I would love to see Stephon Gilmore outside, Deron Bland in the slot, and Savon Revel Jr. on the outside. And I think that would be a crazy defensive back, especially with all of these guys that you have that also are going to be able to play behind them. So I think that is going to be absolutely good. So let's move on real quick here to a couple of interviews. And then we're going to close out our session for the night. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button tonight if you already haven't. Intelligent Savage, I talked about this earlier. This guy, Donovan Smith from Houston. Yeah, just when everybody thought Joe Milton III was going to take Dak Prescott's spot, now we got Donovan Smith in here to compete. And Donovan Smith was projected to be a first rounder. Angie said, Gia, you going to use a rotary phone? DC, it won't be crying. It won't be rotary. It won't be rotary, but it's gonna be you'll be able to tell a huge difference once we get it hooked up. We're gonna have it hooked up by next week, and it's gonna sound like a landline phone for sure. It'll be a lot more clear for sure. That rotary phone. Got me rolling over here. Ray Ross, he said Holden did not say he will head hunt. He said he's coming for the head from head. He from Florida. That means he coming for your job. Ray Ross, let me tell you something. You put his tape on, he also coming for your head. Hey, man, this dude don't mind lowering the shoulder on the defensive back. Boy, he'll put a defensive back down in a minute if you let him. Nah, he tough. He tough, man. When you look at him, he tough. How about them boys? Mingo trash. We don't know yet. We really don't. We just don't know. We don't know if he's trash. Yeah, I remember them days of them rotary phones, boy. If you was in a rush to make a phone call, boy, you still had to have it was gonna take you at least 30 to 45 seconds to dial somebody. The dude, he said, got to enjoy a few beers, didn't make a call in when the equipment is set up. Yes, sir. Yeah, and this y'all gonna tell a huge difference in having this thing hardwired versus what we were dealing with the Bluetooth, because I didn't like the Bluetooth. It's hard to hear. Lisa Worley, she said, on the 3 people list you think is going to be good this year, she said, I'm putting Tolbert on mine. You know what? I like that. I like that, Lisa, because I think Tolbert, and again, I want Tolbert to take a step, because if I was Tolbert, I'd be highly motivated. Highly motivated. And on my list right now so far, one of them I have, Lisa, is thinking about that list. One of them I have is Mozzie Smith. I have Mozzie Smith is the one who's going to take that step. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to take an incredible step. I think Deron Bland is going to take an incredible step, because Bland got a contract coming up. Deron Bland, I believe he is going to have an incredible step. I think Smith is going to have an insane, I think he's going to take huge. I think Tyler Smith is going to take a huge step this year. I think Tyler Smith is going to go crazy. Those are kind of my 3, just kind of looking. I think Dak Prescott has a great opportunity to be the comeback player of the year. And it seems like Dak Prescott is preparing himself for that with some of the stuff that he's doing off the field. And then I got my hopefuls of people that I hope step up. One of the people that I hope steps up is Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton needs to really step up. Because this offensive line, man, a lot of this is dependent upon can Tyler Guyton make that next step. But again, I'm not so concerned because if the Cowboys really say it's going to be the best man playing, well, we'll have Awesome Richards. Awesome Richards looked great. He looked really great. Ferguson. Jake Ferguson is a guy who I hope. These are my hopefuls. These are my hopefuls, Lisa. I hope Jake Ferguson makes a step this year because Ferg needs to step up to me. Ferguson absolutely needs to step up because Ferguson has not been what Travis Kelce said he was going to be. And if someone says that he was hurt, I'll agree with you. But let me help you out with something. Your best ability is availability. Your best ability is availability. So Ferg, young as he is, I mean, he's not no old cat. Young as he is, Ferg has definitely got to get healthy and stay healthy because if not, man, the Cowboys are really going to have to start thinking on whether or not they're going to be looking at another whether or not they're going to be looking at another tight end. I mean, they got to do this sooner than later. They can't be waiting saying, okay, we're going to let Ferg have a little bit more time to develop. No, you need to know him, Ferg. You really do. Because Ferg, man, I'm kind of like, for them to say that Ferg was supposed to be this and that, I just hadn't seen it. Jared, my man, #1 Dallas Cowboy fan. #1 Dak Prescott fan, I'm sorry. #1 Dak Prescott fan. I'm #2. All right, let's see. Michael Tyree, he said, I'm hoping for Shotty makes discipline a priority when it comes to the penalties. Oh, yes, it has killed us over the years. Rico Jones, he said, fire content. I appreciate you, Rico. Ray Ross, he says, we do this every year. We always get a quarterback to throw to the rookies. Yeah, we're going to see what they look like, though, for sure. Appreciate you, Cam. Let's see here. Yeah, again, and I don't know if you're talking about me, but yeah, I definitely mentioned Schultz. Schultz really needs to step it up. Schultz has definitely got to step it up. Cam Tolbert is scared. I'm not sure. I just don't know if that's what he is. I mean, the reality is I just don't know if that's what he is. So again, Lisa Worley, she said I like Hoffman on the offensive line. Yes, she said I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I like him. Brock Hoffman is going to make this offensive line so much better, Lisa, because he is really going to push every offensive lineman on that team because Brock Hoffman is an absolute dog, and I love the fact that the Cowboys have him. I do. Ray Ross, he won't beat out Booker. Yeah, I guarantee you he will not beat out Booker, but that does not mean that he may not find himself still in a starting position. Ray Ross, why? Because Brock Hoffman can play multiple positions on the line. Multiple positions. He's just not locked in at right guard. He can play multiple positions. So he is someone that we definitely want to keep on the team because we're only paying $1 million for a player that I guarantee you that if the Cowboys don't sign him, he's gonna get a nice contract when the Cowboys are. He's gonna get a nice contract from somebody else next year. Jim Van Meter, I'm with you. I hope all the players take a step. Me too. I hope Dak Prescott, I hope Brian Schottenheimer has them absolutely fired up. Phil Maffa, Terrence Washington, I like what you said. Phil Maffa reminds me of DeMarco Murray. I think he's going to be a bigger, better DeMarco Murray. I think he's going to be a bigger, better DeMarco Murray. I do. Lisa says, I'm not really crazy about Ferg at the tight position. Let me tell you, Schoonmaker going to push him. Schoonmaker looked pretty good down the line. Further into the season. Jason Witten was one of my favorite players. And Lisa, that's who Schoonmaker reminds me of. He reminds me more of the Jason Witten type of tight end. Ferguson is supposed to be that Travis Kelce explosive tight end. We've seen flashes, but not enough. But Schoonmaker seems to be that dependable, the 15 yards, whatever you want from him, he's going to give it to you. So we're going to see what's happening. Ghostface. He says Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Tolbert, Mingo Campbell. That tells me we ain't scoring a lot of points this year with that offense. All you got to do is double down on Lamb for real, and the defense can't win them all. Ghostface. Jaden Blue is going to be a part of this passing game. And I'm not as much concerned about Campbell, but I do want to see what Mingo is. I just think Mingo is the mystery. We don't know what he is. For as much as people say Mingo isn't it, we don't know what he is. We just don't know what he is. We're going to see, but we don't know what he is that. Hallelujah. He said, just to let y'all know that coming for G is the easiest way to get timed out by me. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Hallelujah. Jared, he said these comments are because Dak Prescott hater was asking who has Dak ever made better and why those players didn't stay in Dallas. Because he got them paid. That's why they didn't stay in Dallas, even though we know Mike McCarthy ran out Amari Cooper. But Cedric Wilson, Dak Prescott got Cedric Wilson paid, Noah Brown paid, Dalton Schultz thought he was all that in a bag of chips, said he was a top 5 tight end, only to go to the Houston Texans, dropping passes, didn't look nowhere near how he looked with Dak Prescott with C.J. Stroud, and where he wanted to get a huge contract from the Cowboys and be the top paid tight end, had the unmitigated gall to want to be the top paid tight end in football because he thought it was him and didn't realize it was Dak Prescott. Now that he was C.J. Stroud, where'd that get him? Where'd that get him? Because I can tell you this, no one's calling him a top 5 tight end in the league. That's sure. For sure. Alfredo, he said, let's face it, G, the entire Boys defense had to step up for years with their inability to stop the run. Yeah. Yeah. And they're going to look a lot better this year. And I'm feeling good. I am feeling good. And again, 808 Cowboy, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Why do you say this is the mentality I don't understand. So what do you call a sense of urgency? Just getting what's available? No, that's impatience. Just because you need something, that don't mean you settle for something. Timing is a part of this too. The Cowboys need to wait and see what's happening June 1st. They're not playing in June or July. Wait and see what happens June 1st. See who's going to be let go. See what happens. And I'm telling you, there will be teams. There will be teams who will be letting go of veterans. There will be teams who will be letting go of players who they don't want to pay. And the Cowboys are going to have an opportunity. Not just a wide receiver. They may have an opportunity to upgrade another position too. No, you don't need to. It's not about a sense of urgency. Because you can have a sense of urgency while also being patient. The issue is people don't think urgency and patience go together. They do. We're not in a state of emergency. Urgency and emergency are different. Emergency would be we got a game on Sunday and we still haven't solved the wide receiver spot. Mingo's look terrible in the preseason. Tolbert looks terrible in the preseason. Okay, that's an emergency. But urgency, man, it's May. Jeez, it's May the 5th. We just finished rookie minicamps. It's May the 5th. Urgency and emergency are two different things. Let's sit back and wait. I'm going to trust the Cowboys this season. And I told y'all this before. Until Stephen Jones showed me I can't, I'm going to continue to trust him on his word. And so far, while he hasn't gotten who the experts wanted him to get, who the experts want the team to get, it's strange to me every time we come out of one of these cycles, folks go, yeah, we actually did pretty good. You think? Yeah, we did pretty good in free agency. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did pretty good in the draft. Yeah, we did, didn't we? It's amazing how we did that without even listening to the experts. No, because they're listening to a coach who people don't want to give credit, but they're listening to a coach that actually has a plan. He has a bona fide plan. And I think they're going to be fine. Sexy Suze, she says, gee, I think our rookies are going to make all the players up their game. Yep. Sexy Suze. This is why I say this looks Jimmy-ish. When Jerry brought in Jimmy, this is one of the very things they started doing. They started bringing in young, hungry players. Trading, bringing in, drafting. They started bringing in young, hungry players, and they continue to get better and better and better. And that's why it only took them a short amount of time. Understand too the Herschel Walker trade. But even with that, their goal was to get younger. And when you do add those veteran pieces, Charles Haley, for example. No, Charles Haley wasn't an at least. No, he was an upgrade. He was an upgrade. Deion Sanders wasn't at least. No, he was a flat-out upgrade. When you build your team the right way, especially when you build it, you got some young, good players. Then when you decide to start bringing in those veterans, don't just go get anybody. No, you go out there and get a veteran that you go, hey, man, we bring this guy in. He going to push us over the top. Yeah, it's amazing that they praised C.J. Stroud. But again, you think about how his production went way down. His production went way down. The Houston Texans are a very good ran operation. They are a very good ran operation. And so there's a reason why they've had some of their success. And they've been running that operation over there minus this year, and we're going to see how the rest of this year turned out. I mean, we've just had an offseason so far with Brian Schottenheimer. We hadn't got the whole gamut yet to know what he is, but we're going to see as time goes on. But people do not understand. The Houston Texans for the last 2 years have been running their operation better than us. They've been running their operation better than us. It's like now all of a sudden we're getting getting ourselves together to where the organization seems to be on the same page again, and now we're running this thing where we're starting to run a real good operation. And I think a part of that has a lot to do with one young Brian Schottenheimer. I mean, not young Brian Schottenheimer, but rookie coach Brian Schottenheimer. I really think he's helping them organizationally. And not just organizationally, I mean as in organizing. I think he's really helping them in organizing and some of the things that they've done, helping them to stay on task. For example, I give him a lot of credit for one of the things that I think that Shotty has done very good is that while he's not doing everything by himself, contrary to what we may be thinking, but the one thing he's doing is he's trying to make sure that the people who are supposed to be doing certain things, he's making sure they're doing it. And that is very important. He's doing it. He's doing it. And that's what you want to do. So we're going to see how this all turns out, but they're running this thing the right way. But again, I want to run over here real quick. To a couple of these interviews before we get out of here. Because again, I mean, this Traeshon Holden thing, boy, this is going to be a serious conversation over the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure, because I think a lot of people are kind of like puzzled at how did he wind up getting such a small deal. And then you start looking at some of these other guys that people were not even acting like they were going to make the team. And these guys got these really nice deals. So I think that's going to be a huge, huge conversation. I'm only going to pick out a couple of these because there's quite a bit of them on here. But I want to listen to, we listened to a couple of them the other day, but I want to listen to 3 of them in particular. I want to listen to Tyler Neville, the tight end room. Y'all better wake up. Tyler Neville could make this team. They really like this tight end, Tyler Neville's story. Phil Maffa, I want to listen to him. And then, of course, I want to listen to Tyler Booker. He's always good to listen to. So let's start with Tyler Neville real quick. Let's check him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. This is the biggest brand in the world, biggest team in the world. So the fact that I ended up here, I think is just all part of God's plan. The fact that now I have this platform to, promote my story and promote stories similar to mine is just great. So that's exactly what I plan to do.
Brian Schottenheimer brought you up unprompted this morning in his press conference. Just what has the relationship been like with him, and what are your early impressions of him? So
when I was kind of agreeing to this deal, I was told, it's going to be a culture program, and I'm kind of a sucker for that. When I was at Harvard, when I was at UVA, that's exactly why I went to both those places. Great culture, great programs. I knew the head guys wanted to, build that camaraderie within the locker room. And Coach Dub, Coach Wells, the tight end coach, he explained it was the exact same thing here. And when I got on the phone with Coach Schotty before I signed, it was the same thing here. So I mean, that speaks volumes, and that's the reason why I'm here. Guys like him and the guys on his coaching staff.
A lot of teams talk about culture, but I guess in conversations and stuff like that, how did you kind of ascertain that they were a culture program?
Just when they brought us in, the stuff they had us do with the other guys.
Straight facts, Roland. I said this earlier. Yeah, they're telling you the kind of quarterback they're looking for next.
Here, just like little activities and team meetings and stuff like that, just to really get to know your teammates. I was paired up with Zion Childress in one of those activities, and I know a lot more about Zion than I did, 5 hours ago. And I know enough to say, yeah, I know that guy. And they brought up, people say, that's my boy, but you don't really know your boy. So they're trying to make sure we know our boys. So I know my boy Zion.
Schottenheimer brought up that exact kind of phrasing in our press conference. Was that something that maybe he kind of told you guys in the meeting?
Yeah, he nailed it home. He nailed it home pretty good. Yes, sir.
Considering what you've been through, you had a chance to reflect and say, wow, I'm here, considering what you went through as a kid and all these other things.
Yeah, a little bit. It's been tough. We don't get a lot of time right now. But when I walked out there today, so you see the helmets, you see everything. I mean, that field is engulfed in everything Dallas Cowboys. So that was kind of a surreal feeling. Can't wait to call my parents and kind of tell them about it. Absolutely. I think that's another mountaintop I think I've reached.
When you see those helmets, the one thing that's missing is the blue star. So what do you have to do as a rookie to earn your blue star?
It's a great question. Honestly, don't know yet. I assume make the team.
So what do you have to do to make the team, which thereby earns you the blue star?
I just gotta, I gotta get better. I always said, kind of this process, I gotta get better at football. It sounds funny, but it's true. I think I'm an explosive athlete, and that's what's got me to this position. At Harvard, I was an explosive athlete. At UVA, I was. And I feel like when you get to the NFL, it gets out the nitty-gritty. Everyone here is an explosive athlete. Everyone here is a great athlete in their own right. But I got to get down to the nitty-gritty of my game, my footwork, how I'm breaking on certain routes, all that stuff. And that's why the NFL is the best of the best. So
Didn't I say this earlier? The NFL is different. High school, you can be the biggest, best player on your team. College, you can be one of a handful of the biggest, best players on the team. When you get to the pros, the third stringers are good. And what separates people a lot of times, it's the heart, the drive, the work ethic. And it's like he's talking about. He's got to get better at football. You got to be better than someone at the fundamentals. You got to be a better technician than somebody. Because when you get to this level, you got to do a lot of little things better than people. Because they may be able to do what people call the big things better than you. Or maybe you're equal to them in how fast you are or how powerful you are. No, the longevity comes in skill, technique, beating people with your mind, and not just, as he keeps saying, athleticism. Athleticism isn't the only answer to everything in the pros. It's not the only answer because a lot of guys are athletic. No, you got to be able to really pull it together and get better. But again, I like what Tyler Neville is saying right here. And there was a comment back here I was looking at. I wanted to see. Maybe I can't. Man, come on. Come on, Ghostface Gaming. Stephen A. Smith tells the truth. Ghostface. I wouldn't even tell anybody that. Now, if you're talking about on the Stephen A. Smith show, I've said this before. Stephen A. Smith on the Stephen A. Smith show is 10 times better than he is on ESPN. Because on ESPN, he is comic relief, and he knows he is. He absolutely knows he is comic relief. He does hardly any research. He doesn't give any takes. He doesn't give hardly any good takes when it comes to, especially the Dallas Cowboys. This man is the black Skip Bayless. He's capitalized off of the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith has done that. Stephen A. Smith is the same person to talk about Jerry Jones and what he doesn't do, and then talk about Dak Prescott in the same breath while saying what Jerry Jones doesn't do. No, man, I can't even believe. Now, you know what? I can. To say that Stephen A. Smith tells the truth, man, Stephen A. Smith, truth, and Dallas Cowboys don't even belong in the same sentence. Come on, man. Pure Gaming. You can't even be serious. You got to be better than that, man. Come on now. You got to be better than that now. Katharina Kiss, she said, that's why I said I haven't seen the coach do this in a draft since Jimmy Johnson. Katharina, this is Jimmy-ish. It's Jimmy-ish what they're doing, and that includes the front office. It's Jimmy-ish for sure. Quack, quack, staying humble will get you very far in life. Yes, sir. I absolutely 1,000% agree with you. Yes, sir. Yep, I 1,000% agree with you on that. But again, let's hear another part of a couple of these interviews, then we're going to get out of here for the night, man. It's been great. Hopefully we're going to get some more news tomorrow. But y'all got to understand, we're kind of in that spot where it may get a little quiet for a while.
Do you really want to make
it may get a little quiet for a while because we're waiting on some things. Yeah, because we're waiting on some things, and the Cowboys may not make another move until post-June 1st. Boy, you just said something, Joseph Sandberg. Stephen A. is an NPC. Joseph, I'm telling you, if you watch this man on his show, you'd be like, these are not the same two people. You would know these are not the same two people that is on ESPN.
Still getting used to everything, or is it kind of set in already?
Still getting used to it, honestly. I feel like until the season comes, I'm going to keep getting used to it, but it's been surreal, just taking it all in, trying to meet everyone, build relationships right now.
The mentality you've taken into rookie minicamp, what are you trying to prove as far as a first impression?
I'm just trying to prove. I'm trying to prove that I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna listen to instruction. I'm coachable, and just interact with others. Get close to others. That's how we create that bond between teammates and become a better team.
How do you feel like what you add to the running back room kind of complements what else is all there with Jaden and everybody else as well?
Yeah, I feel like I can complement them really well, especially Jaden. Us being in the same class and being a great speed guy, me being a power guy. I feel like we can feed off of each other, and also the other running backs in the room. I watched Devontae in college, at UNC, and Miles Sanders at Penn State, and just looking up to those guys, being able to ask them questions and gain knowledge, I feel like will help our room in the long run.
CJ Spiller talked about how your physicality grew as your time at Clemson went. How would you describe just the way you approach being physical and kind of running downhill as a running back?
For me, it's a mentality. My approach to the game is I got to be the toughest dude on the field. That's how you got to play the game, especially at the running back position. So I'm put it on the line for my teammates, and I expect them to do the same. So that's all you see out there from me.
Coach Schottenheimer was saying he doesn't have installs; they call it reviews. How much you got to know it before you come in here for these meetings?
Oh, all the time. I'm in my room after practice, studying the plays, before meetings in the morning, studying. So I don't feel like you can get enough of that. We try to do it as a running back unit too before, but as pros now, they expect us to study and ask great questions.
Has he called you on you yet in the couple meetings you all had to see if you're on top of it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Appreciate you tweeting the Cowboys Sports.
Your leadership style, what would you say it is? Coach Schottenheimer's trying to get a lot of leaders and team captains in your draft class. How can you provide that?
First and foremost, I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to be accountable. My teammates are going to be able to trust me. And you got to work for that to earn that trust. So I just plan on being consistent, being the same person every day. I'm huge on encouraging my teammates to do better and to just continue to help me get better. So I just feel like I like to challenge people.
How much did C.J. Spiller help you become a pro and prepare you to be a pro?
He helped me a lot, just his time in Buffalo, him being a first-round draft pick, going to Clemson also, he did it, and it was just awesome to be able to soak up all the knowledge he had and just learn about how to take care of your body and what it takes to get to the next level.
What's your impression of this offensive coaching staff, and what excites you about playing for them?
My first impression, honestly, is their energy.
There it is. There it is. Let me capitalize on something. Boy, let me tell you. Man, some of the things that are being said right here. This is absolutely sad. Alfred, you're right. Stephen A. Smith, he knows basketball. He knows nothing about football. This is why he gives some of those egregious takes. He knows nothing about football. And he knows nothing about football. But, of course, it's first take. And that's why I say it's pure comic relief. He's not giving any facts, nothing. He's just going off of his opinion. He states a lot of obvious things sometimes. He states some things where some things maybe he's heard from other people. But Stephen A. Smith, when it comes to football, no one should take him serious. No one should take him serious. Lisa says, stop hating on Dak. He ain't going nowhere. He's our quarterback. And again, let's think about this. So, Ghostface says, this is why our team is made fun of. Is it? Is it? So, you're telling me, Ghostface, that you've done a poll. You've talked to so many people out here in the media. You've talked to, just throw me the number in the chat of people that you interviewed. I mean, what you really sound like, you sound just like the fan that I'm talking about. See, me and you, we're opposite of each other. See, you don't understand the meaning of hope. Let me give you the meaning of hope from the biblical perspective. You don't know the meaning of hope. Do you not understand that hope is based on facts? See, you're talking about the kind of hope that people use today in the world as it applies to they go in the store and they spend $2 on a scratch-off card and they hope that they're going to be a millionaire. That's actually not hope as it applies to the real definition. Let me help you out with something. Last year, we really had no hope, and we knew it. We had no hope. The coach was on a lame duck contract. The coaches were on a lame duck contract. They let go of all these veterans. Mike McCarthy, I already was saying, was a terrible coach. His scheme was terrible. Troy Aikman was talking about it. Tom Brady was talking about it. We got decimated with injuries. We lost the starting quarterback. We only had one wide receiver. Cooper Rush was the starter. You could go on and on and on. What Michael Parsons was doing last year, and I guarantee you, people like you, when Dak Prescott went out and Cooper Rush came in and Michael Parsons was talking about we could make the playoffs, and I kept saying that was absolute foolishness, I bet you were one of those people that had that hope saying, yeah, we could probably go to the playoffs because Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott. And then when they lost Cincinnati game, you were still thinking there was hope. There was no hope before the Cincinnati game. Hope is based on facts. So let's get facts. Has the Cowboys been making better moves since Brian Schottenheimer became the coach? Is that a fact or is that a lie? That's a fact. Did the Cowboys do a great job in free agency? Is that a fact or is that a lie? That's a fact. Did the Cowboys have a great draft? Is that a fact or is that a lie? So, for Cowboy fans like you, and I mean this in the most respectful way, no, actually, you're a part of the problem. Because when people are doing things to get better, can you help me out with something? So why wouldn't you hope that why wouldn't your hopes is they are going to be better? I'm not hoping they're going to be better, Ghostface, because I like them. If me and you are friends in real life, and I'm watching you make improvements in your life, I'm watching you get another skill. I'm watching you being serious about what you're doing. I see that you have a plan. You know exactly what you're doing. And you have a plan of success. And not only do you have it, Ghostface, you're implementing the plan. So should I go by your past? Should I go by your past, Ghostface, and say, there is no hope? Why not? Because this is what he's been in the past. Hey, gee, what is he doing now? Yeah, I see all the stuff he's doing now, but it don't matter because even though this is going to make him better now, I'm talking about the past. And until he shows me that he is better, then I'm going to say there is no hope. You don't understand what hope is. Hope isn't even based on what you're going to do or doing. It's based upon what you're doing to get to where you want to be. That's what hope is. Hope is not when you're doing it. Because if you're doing it, then it's Captain Obvious. We don't need you on the bandwagon if we go 8-0 and then you start going, yeah, man, everything is better. Yeah, we got a real good. No, we don't need you then. Because you don't understand what hope is. You're talking about hope from a worldly perspective. Because with your definition of hope, no one can ever get better. No one can ever get better. They'll never get better because your standard is until you're doing it, there is no hope. That's not how this works. You have to put something in progress. You have to start working a plan. That's what gives people hope. It's not only what people say, it's what they're doing based on what they said, based on what they believe. And that's when we start watching things and we go, yeah, man, there is hope. Because I guarantee you, boy, if social media was around, people would have been laughing at Jimmy Johnson too. And some people were. They were laughing at the Dallas Cowboys. They were laughing as it applies to Jimmy Johnson and the things they were doing. People were laughing. But now that hindsight is 2020, and we can go back and look at things they were doing, we would have had hope way back then going, yeah, man, we're probably going to win a Super Bowl at the rate we're going. That's what hope is. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Y'all can listen to negative people all you want to, but I'm not going to do it. My hope is based on what I see that they're doing. And Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. But they could. Don't think it's going to happen. But next year, I'm going to watch this build up to a fever pitch. Because I believe the Cowboys in 2026, and I've already told y'all, I keep telling you, 2026 and 2027, we're getting that chip. One of the two, we're getting it. We're getting it. Not because I hope based on what we're not doing. I'm hoping that based on what we are doing. And again, let me come back full circle. Intelligent Savage. This dude right here, Phil Maffa, my absolute favorite pick in the draft. Doesn't mean he was the best pick in the draft because I love the Tyler Booker pick. Every day I wake up and I see things about Tyler Booker, I just like that pick more and more. This dude right here, Phil Maffa, He's gonna be a monster for the Cowboys. I believe he is going to be an absolute monster for the Cowboys. I do. He is going to be an absolute monster. And I'm ready for it. Yes, sir. The dude, he said Florian and Schefter too. They both intertwine opinion. In fact, Schefter should have been fired by ESPN for that BS stunt he pulled with Rodgers in Green Bay. People love to be sensationalized. Yes, sir, Nisi, I appreciate you. Put that wrench on his head. Terrence, Maffa is a sleeper. Boy, I'm excited, man. I'm telling you. I'm excited about Maffa. I'm hoping I'm thinking by mid-season, this man gonna be real. I'm thinking about mid-season, he gonna be real. He gonna rise to the top. Katharina Kiss, yeah, Yeah, they finally put them wrenches on him. Let him go to where they keep it real. He'll be fine. Let him go to where they keep it real. The dude, he said, I never understood the Cooper Rush over Dak train of thought from some. Man, never. Never understood it. Never made sense. Never made sense. But again, quack, quack. See, this is what I say, quack, quack. People don't understand what hope is. Hope is based on fact. Not on just the fact that you like the team. Hope is based on fact. And when we're watching what this team is doing, we all ought to have hope. I'm sorry. We all ought to have hope, man. I'm telling us, man, this is some of the best things we've seen in years. I never saw this under Mike McCarthy, even when they first got him. I didn't even see none of this with Mike McCarthy. But what they're doing right now, man, shoot, I don't care what nobody say. I have the right, and we have the right as Dallas Cowboy fans to be excited. We have the right as Dallas Cowboys fans to have hope. And again, I don't think any of us are dumb. We like what they're doing. This is building up. This is not Rome built in a day. What we're looking at is how you build a Super Bowl team. It'll take you 2 to 3 seasons. But when you get there, you're there. And what we're seeing right now with Brian Schottenheimer, he seems to have a solid plan. He has a solid philosophy, and he imputes the same thing in the people more and more and more, and they all believe in the plan. The plan is being executed, including by the front office. And so for everything we're seeing, we actually have no choice but to have hope. We would be crazy to be doubting that this team is not better and it's going to be better. It would be irresponsible. We're not saying they're winning the Super Bowl this year. No, I don't think none of us are saying that. But we're seeing signs that in another year or two, we're going to be ready to go. So I'm good. I'm very good with what we're doing. I'm very good with what we're doing. Nisi, all the teams in the NFL can feel good about their team, and they are called faithful. Cowboys do the same, and they're called delusional. Nisi, I got to get me a mic drop sound effect. Mic drop. Every team in the NFL can be called faithful, even though we know they're not winning. Arizona Cardinals can be, we winning. They good. But when the Dallas Cowboy fans do it, we crazy. No, they don't laugh at us because we're doing anything that no one else doesn't do. No, they laugh at us because we got media people who attack us. We got our own fans who attack us. We got so many people, our own people. What's that saying go? It be your own people, Nisi. It be your own people. It be your own people that be attacking you. Man, they ain't got time for this stuff, boy. I'm telling you. Hey, man. Hey, if you don't like having hope, if you don't like those things, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you can find plenty of people who will do what you want, and I'm not going to tell you one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to tell you who to watch and who not to watch. I'm just going to tell you what I am. I can see what we're doing. And I saw what we were doing last year. And anybody who was listening to me when I first started this channel, they'll tell you how I was talking. I was talking very realistic. I wasn't talking no playoffs or Super Bowl. I knew exactly what we were. Gregory said it's not for the Cowboys. Hate First Take would be on YouTube and not ESPN. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't even have a career. 2 dudes who wouldn't have a career without the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, they both should be sending not only the Dallas Cowboys residuals, they should be sending Dak Prescott residuals. Stephen A. Smith would be nothing without Dak Prescott. Absolutely nothing. All right. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. Again, the interviews, we listened to a couple of them. I was going to do 3, but they're not really talking about a whole lot. This Traeshon Holden thing was the big news of the day for me. Somebody got to help me out with that. How in the world does this man get a $3,000 contract and it is not even guaranteed? Wow. That's all I can say to that. But again, if I could have a message for that young man, don't get caught up in that money stuff. Don't get caught up in that. If you're as good as everyone say you are, and everyone say you are good, and if you are as good as you know you are, even if it's not here, you'll be playing in the NFL on Sundays. And with the way y'all talking about him, I'm hoping it's here. Man, I'm hoping he pushed this doggone locker room to a point. Yes. Hey, Curly, hey. I could have gave a whole sermon on this, Curly. But this is Let's Talk Cowboys, so I didn't want to do it. But I could have put a whole sermon down on that thing. Bleeding blue, yes, sir. I'm with it. Nisi, she said last season was the worst season I've experienced as a fan. She said, I've seen this team only win one game. Oh, I was there too. One game the entire season. And the football god smiled on us. She said, I'm still here as a delusional fan. If that's what they want to call us, Nisi, I guess we all delusional, because I love it. I love what the Cowboys are doing. And we should have hope. We should. Cowboys are doing some things they haven't done in so long. I'm so happy. I am. Yes, sir. Drizzy, he said, let's go. I'm with you. Curly, new year. Yes, sir. Lisa, the head coach we have right now is turning the whole team around. Just watch. Lisa. Hey, pour me some of that Kool-Aid. I got a whole bunch over here, but I want that flavor you got because I'm with you. Yeah, I believe Brian Schottenheimer's doing his thing. Yeah, Maffa has what we want in him. Yeah, he's going to be great. He's going to be great. Hallelujah. I was a little pessimistic about Schottenheimer at first, but he's changed my mind already. I like the direction. There it is. The direction. Hallelujah. That's what you build your hope on. Faith is not what you've seen. Faith is what you have not yet seen. Joseph Sandberg, yes, sir. I have faith in two things, Jesus Christ and the Dallas Cowboys. Joseph, it's not faith if you see it. It's not faith if you see it. Faith is the evidence of things not seen, the substance of things hoped for. And when I'm watching what the Dallas Cowboys are doing, I have faith because the evidence is there. The evidence is there. All we got to do, all they have to do is keep on the trajectory that they're going. And I told y'all, and everybody was like, what make you say what you're saying? I hadn't even seen everything. But the stuff I was hearing, I said, nah, these boys about to make a change. And I'm telling you what I told you when everybody was saying I was crazy. 2026 and 2027. I believe it's going to be 2026, 2027 at the latest. We are going to see our beloved Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, with Brian Schottenheimer, Dak Prescott, and we're gonna be crying as Brian Schottenheimer dedicates that Super Bowl to his father. To Marty Schottenheimer. It's gonna be one of the greatest stories in the NFL. Dak Prescott is gonna be dedicating that Super Bowl to his mom and to his brother who passed on, and it is going to be absolutely it's going to be a shut down the internet moment. It's going to be great. But I can say that because of what I'm seeing, not because of what I've seen. I love it. We're going to have a great season. We're not saying we're going to the Super Bowl this year, but we're putting things in place to go to a Super Bowl, and I love it. Terrence Washington says facts. He says we're allowed to have hope for our team according to the fake Cowboy fans, and there are a lot of them out there. It is so many out there. They get mad if you have hope. But then, I'm gonna tell you what some of these people are. They want you to have your hope in them. They don't want you to have your hope in the team. They want you to have your hope in them. They want to be the controller of your feelings. Now, you won't control my feelings. You won't control my feelings. No. I got eyes I can see and I got ears I can hear. Yeah. Nisi said, the dude, I love Raider, Browns, and Lions fans. They are true fans. And Nisi, we got some too. Only problem is we got a very toxic part. We got a very toxic part of the fan base. And especially some of them folk who's supposed to be for the Cowboys. They're some of the worst ones. Again, I appreciate y'all. Best chat on YouTube, as if I've been on all of them. I can just tell you, in my opinion, some I've been on before, Y'all are the best chat in football, and I absolutely appreciate y'all rocking with me. Yes, sir. Hallelujah. Salute to you all. And let me see who I'm going to give the last word here. I'm going to give the last word. Steve Campanella, I'm going to give you the last word. I appreciate everybody. Steve Campanella said, what's up, my man, the G? Let's go, Shotty. And the new We Them Boys. Let's go. Till the next time, let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Love all y'all. Peace.